If you really want to find out what you're made of, you can forget the personality tests and social media quizzes. Because the only way you're ever going to know is by heading into the big, wild, raging, so damn beautiful it hurts world and finding out for yourself. Were you born to follow a path, or were you born free? These are the things we thought about when we made the new Grand Cherokee. Made for what you're made of.
We don't have to worry about predators like our ancestors did. No saber-toothed tigers stalking from the brush. No dire wolves circling the camp. There are no more monsters to fear. And so, we have to build our own.
One American with a burning desire to save the world from high prices. He is the stuntman that saved the world. A man that brought the world together because of his love for Honda. One man with 4 wheels strapped to a parallel twin engine. The stuntman that saved the world. Get your favorite Honda motorcycles, ATVs, and side-by-sides today at Holzhauer Pro Motorsports in Nashville, Illinois. Access the largest motorsports inventory in America. We're authorized dealers for Can-Am, Honda, Kawasaki, Yamaha, Sea-Doo, and more. Get the best deals these brands have to offer. Browse through our inventory to find exactly what you're looking for.
Hold on a minute. Did we hear that right? Dodge is making an electric car?
We're talking hypothetical, right?
Surely you jest. Dodge? You mean the people who devised the legendary 426 Hemi and sunk it into a sublime missile? You mean the Dodge that created the Hellcat Red Eye and the most powerful muscle car in the world? Makers of the 840 horsepower wheel-standing Demon? Why on God's green earth would Dodge ever build an electric car? Anybody? Any thoughts out there? Hello?
What up, Echo Heads? We are here today. I hope you guys, hopefully you guys that are here inside the Virtex Stadium, running around checking out, come say what's up to us here in the lounge if you guys are in the Virtex Stadium. I'm Nails. I have yet to fix my avatar, so this is what you get for right now. And then I'm also with Sai, who has done all her homework and already fixed her avatar. Sai, say what's up. Good to have you here tonight.
Hey, I am so stoked to be here, and you know what, as much as I appreciate the credit for doing my homework, it was actually incredibly easy to set up. If you go to Ready Player Me, you can set up your avatar in less than 5 minutes, and you can look all swag-tastic as you walk around the Virtex arena with us. Nails, I am so stoked to be here. Is this your first time in the arena?
It is. This is pretty incredible. Just being able to kind of walk around and remember the first time you climbed into an Oculus headset and you were just kind of like dumbfounded by how interactive everything was and just trying to figure it out. That's basically me right now. Essentially, baby draft legs, Bambi here in the.
Yeah.
It is absolutely. Yeah, and I mean, the fact that it took you 5 minutes, and I mean, I tried for probably 30, means that I am probably not the smartest person in the room. But that said, eventually I'll get there. We are, don't forget, if you guys are in here, come by the lounge, say what's up. We'll have a couple minutes for some Q&A before we get into the matches for tonight. But as always, what we're here for is to see some Echo. And we've got 3 great games lined up for you guys tonight. The first game is the best of the UK versus the best of the EU. That's what we've got on tap right now that's coming up. Second game is the PDR Showcase, and we'll have those teams here for you shortly. And the final match is going to be the Dallas Knights versus Orlando Cyclones. So we've got 3 banger matches lined up for you today, and it's going to be a blast. You guys can watch it all here in the Virtex Stadium. And if you aren't in the Virtex, you can always catch us on Twitch. We'll be here. And we will look to take some breaks in between the games so we can get some questions from you guys and hang out and catch up.
Yep. Yeah, I am so stoked for these matches. You know, NEPA tends to be mostly just NA teams, and so for us to have the opportunity here to cast, our players across the pond there in the UK and the EU to kick us off this weekend is going to be fantastic. And also that PDR showcase, those PDR players were hand selected because they are willing and ready to show what they've got. It is going to be an exciting match. And then, of course, to top it off, we've got the Dallas Knights and the Orlando Cyclones, as you said, 2 NEPA pro teams, pro action right here in this pro esports arena. I'm so excited to be here. I really can't get over it, Nails. As you said, that feeling of stepping in for the first time and seeing how expansive this is, how detailed, how interactive, everything that's been going on has been nothing short of incredible. And I really recommend anybody who's got access to a PC to do this, can get into the closed beta, do it, because it really is breathtaking.
Yeah, and speaking of, if just go to www.virtexstadium.com, and then you guys can access or ask for access to the closed event for the beta testing for today. If you are following us in Discord servers, just go to the announcements channel. We've been dropping announcements all month, really, for this event, so you can get in there, get set up, and then roll on in and catch all 3 of today's games here in the Virtex Stadium. We'll be here hanging out with you. It's me and Sai. We've got to focus on production, as well as Faye over there on the cams for tonight. So not only are you guys going to see some great Echo action, you're going to try out this new beta for Virtex Stadium, and it's going to be incredible. I think tonight for the EU and UK games, like you said, I mean, we are typically used to seeing our North American team, so it's cool to kind of get a lot of the other teams out there that are not in the North American bracket there to see them play. We did a little bit of the EU that it was this summer, and that was really cool. And it was cool to kind of see that and get some more, see how Echo is moving around the world, right? And see some of those other players. What do you expect to see tonight from the EU and UK teams?
Well, I mean, I expect to see the same thing that we always see from the EU, and that is a very different game style, very different meta. The way that they play over there tends to be faster, more stack reliant, because they have that lower ping advantage and they know how to take full advantage of it. It really is breathtaking to see the way that they play in that high pace environment, watching those stacks zoom up and down the arena. And now we're going to be able to see it live here in the Virtex arena. Really get a feel for that speed is going to be nothing short of incredible.
Oh yeah, yeah, and that's all. Was all it's a cool thing when I was what the play styles later. Go ahead and jump in the game if you're running around in the lounge or in the Virtex Stadium. Go ahead and get into the game. We will see you guys there. We will still be up on the Twitch channel as well, so you guys can still find us in the Twitch chat. We'll talk to you in a second.
Bye.
Anybody? Any thoughts out there? Hello?
Harley-Davidson builds bikes that are meant to ride. There are vehicles your parents would recommend you drive. Then there are the motorcycles your crazy uncle who gave you fireworks for your birthday tells you to ride. You wouldn't want to let your uncle down, would you? If your need is speed, chrome, and custom paint, check out all of the new and pre-owned bikes at Greenmount Road Harley-Davidson in O'Fallon, Illinois. Don't let your uncle down. Get to Greenmount. Tired of the side effect of side-by-side hair? Not when you have a Kawasaki. Your love of your Kawasaki Teryx 1000 will save you from side-by-side hair. Enjoy your Kawasaki on all types of terrain and magically eliminate the chance of messy, unwanted side-by-side hair. Go green this summer with Kawasaki. Get your favorite Kawasaki motorcycles, ATVs, and side-by-sides today at Holzhauer Pro Motorsports in Nashville, Illinois.
Yeah! Side-by-side hair, just don't care.
one of us. Just remember, you've invited the whole pack.
One American with a burning desire to save the world from high prices. He is the stuntman that saved the world. He is looking to destroy high prices. A man that brought the world together because of his love for Kawasaki. One man strapped to a 2021 Terex KRX 1000. The stuntman that saved the world. Get your favorite Kawasaki motorcycles, ATVs, and side-by-sides today at Holzhauer Pro Motorsports in Nashville, Illinois.
And welcome back. We are here with you, ready to get this first match started off for tonight. I am Nails, and I am here with Cy Chaotic. Cy, what is up? Yes, we will get into the Virtex Stadiumness, but like it is incredible. If you guys haven't been in there yet, take some time, jump in there. In the interest of getting the game started while everyone's milling about there, we've got the EU versus the UK here. The first up, we've got UK over on orange with Boop 90 as the captain, Beaver, Lone Gecko, Wee Laddie over on the orange side, and over in the EU side, who do we got over there, Cy?
We're going to have Ferragio, Pajatek, Multi, and Joshi T representing the EU over there in blue. And this is sure to be one banger of a match, Nails.
Yeah, it's going to be fantastic. And, I'll be quite honest, I don't know really any of these players' names and from being familiar here with Echo, but obviously we talked a little bit about how the EU teams play a little bit of different style. So in general, what are the biggest differences you see between the North American League and the EU League in terms of style?
Speed and pacing, I think, is one of the biggest differences. While NA has shifted to a lot more control, moving it up and down to the arena, EU is able to do that, don't get me wrong. However, they also have the ability to play way faster with their stacks. Their game has evolved to really incorporate that stack meta, and they do it so well. So I'm so excited to really get into this match and see what these players got, because while, I am admittedly not as familiar with these names as I am with some of our NA players, I do know these names, and I know they are ready to kick butt.
And that is what we are going to see today. I will be your analyst for tonight. We've got Cy over there on the play-by-play. As always, tonight's Echo matchup here on NEPA TV, brought to you by Big St. Charles Motorsports, iHeartRadio, Asterion, Bullpen Sports Grill, Holzhauer Auto Motorsports, and our newest contributor here to the world of Echo, Virtex Stadium, all here for the 2022 NEPA Holiday Invitational, live from the Virtex Stadium. It is going to be dope. And with that, we'll quick refresh on the rules. Obviously, we're playing not the NA teams, but we are going to run the same rules here in the NEPA format. So you will have 4 8-minute quarters rolling through the game for tonight. Each team will have a 5-minute halftime there in between those two for the first half and the second half. We'll have 4 players on the team. They will not have a 5th player there in the spawning area. That's a change up there. And then 2 2-minute timeouts per team per match, which we've been trying here in the off season and getting some really good reviews. So expect those to be a factor for tonight. Overtime is still going to be a golden goal. And as always, no toxic or discriminatory behavior here in Echo. Let's treat everybody like humans. Let's treat everybody like we want to be treated. And as always, as we're on the future, like you said, Cy, the future is now. We're here with this game being broadcast here from the Virtex Stadium, and really looking forward to the very fast-paced game for tonight rolling as we get these teams readied up.
Yeah, I said it before while we were standing in Virtex together in the lounge, and I'll say it again. The future is now. Guys, I really cannot emphasize enough how different of a viewing experience it is being in the stadium, because you really get the feeling of being there in that live esport environment. You can hang out with your friends there in the stands, cheering on the players, watching and following along, and it is so different from the standard 2D experience. I can't recommend it enough. But as you said, it looks like hopefully we should be getting into this game rather soon. As a reminder, this is our kickoff for the NEPA Holiday Invitation here, partnered with Virtex Stadium. We've got the UK versus EU, and this is going to be one great match.
Oh yeah, it's going to be fast-paced here. Both teams not only playing for bragging rights, but bragging rights on the inaugural game here in the Virtex Stadium to roll out of here as the first matchup and be like, yeah, not only was I there as one of the players on the team, I was on the winning team. So we're making history today. It's going to be incredible. And you can bet both these teams are going to be given 110% as they're getting warmed up right now. And we'll get these teams readied up here and get ready to rock. As always, you will still be in the chat. You guys can find us there. Say what's up. I saw some familiar names there while we were running around the stadium. We were hanging out in the lounge, mixing up drinks there. And it was just incredible. Like I said, I was a little bit of baby draft legs, just trying to figure out how to get around. And it's almost a little bit of sensory overload, but like I said, that was kind of the first time I put on an Oculus headset. It was the same deal. It's just like this blast just hits you in the face, you know, of all of this VR world and how expansive it is, and you're just trying to put, you know, one virtual foot in front of the other and start kind of finding your way around.
Yeah, I mean, the immersiveness is on another level. Like you said, it is expansive. There's so much, you know, so much to interact with, so many things to see. And I think the coolest part for me was seeing the players that the players, the friends, the people that we hang out with in their avatar form, right? Like when you're in Echo, you see the Echo unit. They've got the voice, but they've got a pretty standard Echo chassis. But once you're in Virtex Stadium, it brings a whole new level of person, of feel, of immersiveness, and I really cannot recommend it enough. But all of that said, Nails, it looks like our teams have readied up.
That's right. Ding, ding, baby. We're ready to get this thing started, rolling into the stadium as we get ready to fire this holiday invitational off. Here's the countdown, and we're out.
Yep, there we go. And first touch going to go to UK. We Laddie winning that possession there before sending it to Beaver. Now down low, cross connected with Boop. Boop sending that one into the bubble to Lone Gecko, but the defense is all over him from EU. And instead, it's going to be Pajatek with the recovery and the clear, bouncing all the way through the tunnel into the bubble. Picked up by Joshy T. That is open, not for long, but he makes it work, and that's going in for the first 2 points of this inaugural match.
And they are on the board first. EU there with a great stop inside the bubble, with the UK team coming out and getting possession on the initial neutral joust, working their way inside the bubble. Great stop there, and then a great clear through that near side tunnel to find an empty bubble and put 2 on the board right away for the EU team. As UK picks up possession here on the joust advantage. Beaver from the ceiling looking for options, trying to send one over to the far side, picks up Boop 90 as a captain, tries to send it back. It's broken up by Pajatek again and goes through the far side tunnel. Sai.
What a grab there, sending it through the tunnel and bouncing wildly up high, where it will eventually be hauled in by Beaver. Beaver, though, under some pressure from Joshy T, looking for something, finally finding that clear lane all the way through. My goodness, maybe looking for that mail slot, and it may not go in at first, but that's okay because the teammates are there. Oh, it takes 2 tries and no! Oh, what a save there, the defender getting home for the EU. However, and they are not done yet. They're not able to get it out, and in the end, it is going to be the UK putting 2 points on the board.
And great pressure there from the UK, getting inside the bubble. Great stop from the EU, getting a hand on that. What should have been a sure goal there. UK, nice work, sticking around a little bit to admire the work, able to keep that pressure on, pick up the disc, and then come back off the rebound there to put those 2 points on the board, tie this game back up as a long clear gets broken up in the neutral zone by the UK. Beaver's got it, comes over to the near side and starts rolling away with it back over to the blue side of the arena. Nobody's pressuring it, finally gets rid of it, sends it long for 3. Beaver finds an open lane from 27 meters and is going to whale that one in for a 3-point lead for UK.
Man, EU may have gotten on the board first, but UK is here to say that means nothing. Clapping back with a quick 5 points to get the lead here. And we have got just under 6 minutes remaining in this first quarter. Here comes Frogio, the QB here for EU. He'll take this one low, drawing out that stack pressure before looking to send it through. But oh no, that is a bad bounce. It's a race. It's going to be picked up by Lone Gecko, looking for the lone 3, and it will go in from 23 meters out. UK is up 8-2.
And the UK has since the game started here in these last 3 minutes really figured out the EU's offense here. They've broken them up twice now, coming up on the neutral zone as they're trying to work their way over to the orange side of the arena and turned both of those opportunities into points on the board after not scoring first here. And the EU looking for answers, trying to get those points back on the board and close this 6-point gap. Sai.
Joshy T, heard you there. The call to answer the gap was answered as he puts that 3 in from 21 meters out and now makes this just a 3-point game. That is exactly what EU needed there, Nails.
Great answer and a great change up there. The EU keeping good control there of the disc as they rolled over. And then great work by Joshy T getting up to the ceiling there, taking a quick pause, getting some good arena awareness. Oh, and sinking it in. But Wee Laddie with the answer as the UK comes right back and bounces it back up to a 6-point lead off a great free feed from Boop 90, rolling it right over to a center lane or center arena lane there for Wee Laddie to put another 3 on the board. We'll see what EU has to answer with the joust advantage.
Yeah, that is the quick pacing that I've been talking about. Both of these teams have been fast to find lanes, work their way down the arena, and it has been a lot of back-to-back-to-back threes so far. Let's see if the trend holds up here as Joshy T handles this one on the ceiling. Under some pressure, dishes it out to Pajatek on the side. Paja going back over to Joshy T, and oh, it is going to be just a bit too far in front of the intended recipient. Instead, picked up by Beaver. Beaver, though, under some pressure, looks for the relief pass and finds it in the form of Boop. He will send this one all the way through, taking some bounces into the hands of Lone Gecko. Now under pressure from the stack, gets that one crossed over to Wee Laddie, but Wee Laddie slows this one down, hitting that reset back to Beaver. Beaver now going back to Wee Laddie. They're in the bubble. They're looking to push. It's Boop on the shoulder, looking for those lanes. One more pass, one more cut over to Wee Laddie. No, one more for good measure. Is this EU, or I'm sorry, is this UK or Kangarillas? What is going on? The passing.
The passing is fantastic. And I think that is, that's the, I think the biggest difference I'm seeing right now between these two teams is the UK is just, once they get over to the opponent's side of the arena, they are able to just maintain that disc control. And I'm seeing a lot of chasing the disc coming out of the EU. I don't think they really have right now a good defensive answer for the UK team. And their offense, they're getting over, trying to work the disc around, but just having to Joshy T there on a 2-pointer, all the points I've seen him put on the board there, with the exception of that first one, it's really one player working in and finding that lane. And if that works for you, go with it because it's putting points on the board. But they got to come up with an answer here to break up this UK defense that seems to have a little bit more time when they have possession to fumble some passes, still pick them up, and find answers there on the blue side of the arena.
Yeah, 100%. Nails hitting the nail on the head there. Joshy T, the one-man army, now has 7 points to his name, but as you said, they've got to find an answer for this defense, and maybe they'll find that answer here. That's going to bounce down low just outside the bubble into the hands of Pajatek, returning with a quick 2 to get this match to back within just 4 points.
And great bottle up there from the EU there, right in the neutral zone. Break up that play in the far side tunnel, quickly turn it back around with some of those quick stacks to get down and find an empty bubble and sink an easy 2-pointer there. Closing that gap slowly but surely here. They've got to keep this pressure on. If they can continue to do that and stymie this UK team and get some unanswered goals, they can make some quick work here and close this gap. Whoa, but not before Beaver sends it a heater off a great pass from Wee Laddie there as the defense tries to chase him inside the bubble. Goalie not able to get a handle on it there with another 2 points, bringing it back out to a 6-point lead.
Yep, you were just talking about quick work as that play unfolded, and those two players in the bubble just going back and forth right there. You know, goalie couldn't keep up with it, and that was quick 2 points for them. But here comes EU looking to return fire. Oh no, that's not how you do it. That's going to take a bad bounce down into the trap. Picked up by Beaver, taking this one up the nose. A little bit of time and space to work with here, so he will pause at the pack before sending this one to Boop. Boop now working his way into the bubble, finds that backboard pass. Oh no, you lost something there, bud, but it's okay. He gets back to it, and it's Wee Laddie saving the day with that 2-pointer.
Great effort from the UK to turning that scuffed clear back around for points. And we see that quite a lot. We know how dangerous those scuffed clears can be, especially on that rollout. And as the UK turn it back inside the blue bubble, just a little bit of a late push from the EU to go out there and attack that offender. And you got to be aware that there's somebody out there hanging by the clock, so you can close that lane down. If you're going to go out and put that pressure on that offender, you got to close down his passing lane so that he has to make a not the optimal decision there. Maybe pass off to somebody else who's not sitting inside the bubble, so you have an opportunity to break that play up. But he left him wide open there, and he was able to drop 2 in as they're bringing the offense here right back inside the blue bubble again. Scuff pass, not able to pick it up. UK is going to get a hand on it. Good, clean, clear. Nobody's inside the bubble. Tries to beat the defense back. Joshy T going to pick it up and try to clear it back outside.
What a grab there from Joshy T, but they're not done yet as Beaver gets the recovery on the back line. Up in that popcorn area, he'll send this one down low, cross to Lone Gecko, finding Boop there on the shoulder. One more down low to Wee Laddie, working his way on the backboard, and had his eyes on one last cut, but that ended up costing them, as that is not going to go in. No, not just yet, as Beaver fires one last shot, but that will do it. 17-9 in favor of UK as we finish off this first quarter, and we'll break it all down right after a quick ad break.
us. Just remember, you invited the whole pack.
Back rolling into the second quarter here. We got ourselves an 8-point game with UK out over top. And the first match here with an early strike from the EU to put points on the board first, but just some successive, relentless answers coming out of the UK team, doing some great work, breaking up that offense from the EU team, and really on par with their passes over on the blue side of the arena, finding those lanes and then drawing that defense out. And the EU defense just not doing that great of a job of kind of cleaning up those passing lanes as they go out and put pressure on the offense as they try to get in and find those lanes to the goal, just leaving those passes open and allowing them to get those quick 2-pointers there and a couple threes with those lanes open. We started seeing EU bring goalie back there and sit one as we roll into the second quarter here. We'll see what they have to answer with after what they learned from the first quarter. Sai.
First touch is going to go to the EU, but first possession going to Boop. No, just kidding. Joshy T all over him looking for the steal, and it's just enough time for the teammate to get there and slap it out of the trap. Pajatek looking to track this one down, but incoming stack from UK will get it instead, and Beaver with the pickup now sends this one to Wee Laddie firing this one in, looking for the long three, but Pajatek finding himself in the lane, gets the interception, sends this one over to Joshy T, who was slowed down for just a moment here in the mid to set up this EU team, and oh no, maybe waiting a little too long as Wee Laddie gets ahead on it, gets the shot on it, and just off the ding ring, so close, but they're not done yet. Now picked up by Lone Gecko, working his way in for the first 2 points of this quarter.
And great work by the EU team, bringing that 4-man stack and then splitting up to kind of close down those lanes very aggressively for the UK team. However, they're on the turnover, not able to clear that out, and we saw the UK do what UK's been doing this entire match, breaking up those plays at the neutral zone and bringing it right back and finding those open lanes. Not able to capitalize on that missed 3 to turn that back around for a turnover for EU, and the UK is going to drop it back in. Good stop there by Fragio as the defense comes back. Sai, over to you.
Yep. Froggy now sending this one over to Joshy T. A little time and space to work with, so he'll fire this one over, cross connecting with Pajatek in the tunnel, looking for the long three, but no, Boop has something to say about it. He is home, gets the grab, gets the pass down low now to Lone Gecko in the mid. He's under a little bit of pressure here, but eventually finds that lane all the way through to Beaver. There is a goalie home, so they're shifting to some passing. Wee Laddie now on the ceiling, not liking what he sees, goes for that Boop reset on the back line. Now high cross connecting with Wee Laddie once again. They're working their way into the bubble. It's Beaver on the shoulder, looking for that lane, pushing in from the post, and oh, I don't know how that one worked, but it went in for the 2 points. Are points, and now UK is up 21-9.
21-9, and this hill is getting steep for the EU. They've got to find an answer here. We saw them kind of getting their stacks together a little bit faster, but they've got to secure those passes once they move that disc over to the orange side of the arena. You see they're getting maybe a little bit inside their heads there, a little bit long there on the pass, a little bit wide, not able to put their handle on it again, and here comes the UK picking it up, and that is what has been killing this EU team this entire game. They've got to find a way to make those passes connect and keep that pressure on the UK team.
Yep, they have got to keep that pressure, and right now, Lone Gecko, no pressure just yet, works his way around on the floor, buying some time, waiting for the teammates to get into the bubble, sends this one over to Boop on the post. Boop looking for the stranding in the form of Wee Laddie. Oh, but the EU has that one red. They get this one sent all the way out. This could be an opportunity. No, Boop getting home first, just barely slapping this one back to the mid. Where are the stacks? Where are the stacks? Here comes UK. That is not quite an open goal, and a little bit of hesitation actually allows Pajatek to get back to it, get the stun, get the steal, get the clear on through, but can they follow up? No, Beaver home first for the side of the UK. Will send it right back where it came from, through the mid, over to Boop, who slaps this one over cross, but Pajatek gets the read, gets a beautiful reset back here to Multi, and it looks like the EU is looking to set up.
And the EU coming right back. Again, the EU, looking at the stats, the EU is definitely outstunning the UK. You see them breaking up these plays, but they have got to do something with it. Again, great break up there, great turnover, and on a long cross across the center is going to get broken up by the UK team. Good grab there by Multi, trying to bring it back over. Again, no pass for the recovery there as they recover the disc and then slow it down here a little bit, Sai.
Yep, They're going to slow it down for just a little bit, but now looks like they're ready to push. It's Frogio just outside the bubble, making some time and some space under some pressure. Can he get rid of the defender? No, but he can get the pass over to Joshy T. Now up to Multi. Multi on the boot, hitting one more cut. No, Frogio getting stunned out there. Great read by that UK defense, but they're not done yet as it's slapped back into the bubble. Over to Multi. Multi under some pressure here on the floor, looking for something. Finds that back out pass to Joshy T. Now over looking for Frogio once again, who gets the recovery, but it does force them all the way out of the bubble. Picked up by Multi. Multi looking for that cut in, but what a read there from Wee Laddie Nails. Oh my goodness, what an interception from Frogio. They are still not done looking to sneak it in off the backboard, but no dice on that one as it's picked up by Beaver and sent away.
Oh, and that scuffed pass is on that first push into the bubble there for the EU. You saw the UK defense just really crowding the bubble, trying to make them come get it. That scuffed pass, while unfortunate, did allow them to draw the defense out. You saw they were able to get a good attack there. Great work by Wee Laddie to read that bounce there off the bat because that was going in. But that's the kind of pressure they need to continue to bring. You bring enough of those are going to result in points. They don't need to get discouraged if that didn't work out. That was a very, very, what I would call a successful offensive push. Didn't result in points, but it really made the UK think twice about how they're leaving their bubble undefended.
Yeah, 100%. And, I do believe this has been the longest volley of the game so far. It's going to be interesting to see who scores, and UK is determined to make sure it's them. The relief pass to Wee Laddie is good, driving into the bubble, but off the head of the goalie. Not done yet. Wee Laddie getting another recovery, sends this one back to Boop. Boop now up high, looking to bounce it back, but oh no, a little miscommunication there, and instead it's going to be picked up by Multi and sent on through for the EU. Can they follow up? Pajatek getting there first, getting the slap all the way in. So close, but no dice. Taking some bounces before ending up back in the hands of Lone Gecko. Now up to Wee Laddie. Wee Laddie looking to do the same. No good. Denied by the shield there, but it is going to bounce favorably into the hand of the teammate. Not for long. Joshy T all over him getting the steal, but not the clear just yet. A lot of bouncing and back and forth going on in this arena right now as we still don't have a score.
No, and these teams are just figuring each other out here. I think you're seeing the UK team start to try to find answers for an adjustment. We've seen the EU team, oh, there it is, and Beaver dumping two in there as they finally find an answer to their adjustment for their offense to meet that EU defense. But I did like seeing out of the EU defense there is that they made some really critical adjustments there, and they were able to stymie the UK team for 3 minutes and 53 seconds there between their last goal, while they are still down by, what is that, 13 points? Nope, 14 points? Yeah, math. Hard math. 14 points. They are trying to close that gap. And one of the other big things here, the EU team getting those good opportunities for the clear, but they just aren't doing much to slow down the UK stacks. I think the UK stacks are a little bit faster than EU stacks. They've got to do something to kind of stun out those those UK stacks there prior to them being able to rush back to the bubble, so they can work some of those open lane opportunities, take some of those threes when they get these turnovers.
Yep, absolutely. And now, bouncing around in the mid, we have got 1 minute left in this second quarter, left in this first half. EU is looking for points here. They're down by 14. Getting a couple on the board here would be huge going into halftime, and it looks like they're going to send this one all the way through. That is an open goal. Pajatek, exactly what EU needed there. The 3 to answer back gets them to back within 9. No, I know how to do math. 11 points.
It's not just me. It's Saturday at like 2, and my math skills don't really kick in until about 8 p.m. But in general, and anybody who's seen me cast in night games know that's not true. But for the EU team, they are not going to close this gap here prior to the half, but what they can do is get some unanswered goals there with it. Pajatek with another bounce there for 2 off the long sailing 3 from Frogio. But if they can get some unanswered goals here rolling into the halftime, they can really kind of start that momentum swing rolling in the second half, which will allow them another 2 quarters to kind of close this gap here and put the UK team a little bit on their heels mentally coming out of the halftime.
Yeah, actually, that is going to be the last volley of the game. So EU does get those unanswered points going into the halftime, and we will talk about what that means after a quick word from the sponsors.
We don't have to worry about predators like our ancestors did. No saber-toothed tigers stalking from the brush. No dire wolves circling the camp. there are no more monsters to fear. And so, we have to build our own.
Tired of the side effect of side-by-side hair? Not when you have a Kawasaki. Your love of your Kawasaki Teryx 1000 will save you from side-by-side hair. Enjoy your Kawasaki on all types of terrain and magically eliminate the chance of messy, unwanted side-by-side hair. Go green this summer with Kawasaki. Get your favorite Kawasaki motorcycles, ATVs, and side-by-sides today at Holzhauer Pro Motorsports in Nashville, Illinois.
Yeah! Side-by-side hair, just don't care.
NEPA format, but they are here to play, and we are right back into the action. Joshy T picks up a great steal inside the bubble off a defensive recoup there, and is going to steal that straight from two defenders and roll it right back in for 2 points. Great work. We did miss a quick score there from the UK team at the start of the second half, so still a 9-point game.
Yeah, I mean, forget the format here. There is no time for a halftime to slow down these squads. I mean,
Yeah.
1 minute in, and both of them have a set of points on the board. It is very back and forth so far, but here comes the UK. It's going to be Boop in the tunnel, under some pressure from the stack, sending this one high to Beaver on the ceiling. Beaver slowing this one down, drawing out that pressure before opting for the reset back to Lone Gecko. Gecko now forward once again to Boop at the boot, working his way in, finding that ceiling pass to Beaver once again. He has been dangerous up there, and Beaver eyeing up that cross back to Boop. No, that died! What a grab there from Pajatek. The read, the steal, and the send through is looking good as that goes all the way through the tunnel, all the way, oh my goodness, almost in the goal off the backboard, but not quite. It is going to end up back in the hands of Pajatek.
Nice.
And this time, it's going in for the 3, nice and clean, and the EU have more points on the board.
Back within 6, and what we didn't see there on screen was the phenomenal job the EU team did to tie up the UK stack so that they could not get back on defense. You saw that long 3, a miss, plenty of time for Pajatek to pick that up, roll it right back in for another 3, just unbothered, slow, taking his time and really finding that lane, and that's what they need to do. Is another breakup there as the UK team tried to get over on the offense. Good pickup by Pajatek again, looking for another 3, not going to able to connect there. Goalie's back, but it's a 2v1 as the defense comes back, tries to look for the bounce shot. No dice, it's going to bounce far out on the far side, and we got ourselves a loose disc here. Good slap away by the EU team. Joshy T picks it up on the floor. He's going to bounce it in to the bottom. Joshy T over to Pajatek over to Multi, and then they're going to slow it down here as the defense basically resets inside the bubble side.
Good work coming through from the side of EU, and as I say that, UK finally pounces, getting the interception and the send through. That's Beaver eyeing up the goal, but there are defenders home, and that will force him to pause for just a moment here, finding that pass high, cross to Boop at the shoulder, and then one more to Wilati. Oh no! A little bit of mishandling there, and that gives the goalie the opportunity to jump out and get the slap out. It's going to be Multi sending this one all the way through, but look at that. UK already has a stack together to track that one down, and that is going to be in the hands of Wilati for the UK as they slow this one down for a moment.
Yeah, the UK, I think right now is they're still comfortable with their 6-point lead here, but you see them, making a little bit of a reassessment here. They can't let this start to get away from them. They've been stymied a couple times here on what were, I'm sure what felt like to them some good offensive pushes here as they're looking to work their way back in the bubble. Try to find a different strategy here, put some points on the board, and get back out in that comfortable lead and try to derail this push from the EU team to close the gap. Another shot by Beaver, not going to connect off the bottom ring there. Excuse me, off the bottom post. They're going to get picked up, rolled over to the orange side there. Good pickup there by Beaver as those stacks get back in a hurry. Side.
It is going to be Wee Laddie now sending that one over. No, Multi getting the interception there. The fight with the intended recipient sends this one into the bubble. And though he may not get it himself, it's okay. No, that is Multi. Oh my goodness. Getting it done in both ends of the arena. Putting that one in for the 2. That is exactly what EU needed. And Nails, my goodness, this is only a 4-point game now.
It is, and hats off to Pajitech and Multi doing some great work there. Multi with 20 stuns, Pajitech with 10 points, and working really, really well together. I think Joshy T is kind of the X factor, and if you can get those 2 players pinned down, you still got to worry about Joshy T kind of floating around out there, finding those open angles and those open lanes to kind of keep you guessing. As a UK team here on the recovery, Beaver coming out over to Wee Laddie. Wee Laddie looking for an option there in the lane, sends it down low to the far side to Boop 90. Boop 90 looking for an option. Goalie's perturbed, sends it in for 2.
Excellent work, a return fire there from the UK, working their way up the arena, finding Boop on the backboard. And honestly, if you've got Boop on the backboard, just say goodnight. That's going in for the 2, and now it is back to a 6-point difference. However, you know that EU is going to have something to say about it. It's going to be Frogio as the QB, drawing that stack way out, making a bounce off the nest before sending that one to Multi. Multi looking for the pass through, but oh no, a bad bounce off the tunnel there. It's going to be a chase into the bubble of UK, but Boop is home to get the pickup and get the pass out, finding Beaver there on the ceiling. Beaver now crossing over to Wee Laddie. Wee Laddie looking at that open goal, and man, is it looking good. Bouncing off the backboard from 49 meters out. That's going in for the 3 for UK, and they are up by 9.
Wow, what a read by Wee Laddie. I mean, there's not a lot you can do with that. I mean, the stacks are coming back, trying to get back on the defense, and he just sends a heater from way out at 49 meters. And it quite honestly had some stank on it, and it took a great bounce there, and it's going to put that 3-pointer on the board. That is exactly what they need to kind of slow down the EU team. You've seen the EU team kind of get back into the little bit of the sloppy passes, but a great pickup there by Multi. Going to find that from Pajitech, dropping in for another 2, taking them back to a 7-point game. But I mean, we're rolling into the halftime, or 2 minutes prior to the end of the first half, right? They were down by 14 points, and they've closed it down now to a 7-point gap. They are on the right track. They got to continue to stay fluid and flexible here to continue to close this gap and meet these changes in the UK's offense that are going to try and hold on to this lead they have side.
Yep, 100%. Now we are getting into the final minute and a half of this quarter. This is where if teams want to go on a breakaway, get a couple of unanswered points, this is where you do it. It's going to be Beaver on the shoulder, looking to do just that, getting through the defender before putting that one in for the 2. Bouncing off of the inside of the ding ring, but hey, if it works, it works. And that is going to re-extend this UK lead up 32-23. So Nails, it is starting to look like it looked like when we went into that halftime.
It is, and I think the EU team will find some good answers here and adjust. What you don't want is they don't want to find that answer too late, right? Where they start to close that gap down, and there's just not enough time for them to close it up and tie the game and then take a lead. Great grab by Frogio there, good read. And the EU team right now needs to find some defense that just gets the UK. Look how comfortable and fluid they are. Like Boop 90 taking his time, not really in a hurry at all. Some great send up there to the ceiling by Beaver. That is indicative of a team that is comfortable with the strategy they have because it is working. And the EU team has got to do something to derail that strategy and put a little bit more fear in the hearts of the UK team to cause some mistakes. Great pickup there, 2-man stack, picks it over on top of the nest. Pajitech from the top for 3. Great read, great awareness, and great getting rid of that disc prior to floating inside the bubble to pick up that 3-pointer.
Yep, excellent work there from the side of the EU. They identified that loose opportunity going around in the trap and popcorn with those bounces. Got the stack there, set up Pajitech, and it goes in for the 3. That is exactly what they needed, but UK is now looking for the answer back. 5 seconds remaining. Will they even try it? Lone Gecko sends this one all the way through. Ooh. No, intercepted by Multi. Will prevent the shot from even being taken, and that's going to do it here for quarter 3, 32-26 so far in favor of the UK, and we will break it down after the quick ad break.
The fourth quarter here, fourth and final quarter, we got ourselves a 6-point matchup, which has been pretty consistent between these two teams. A little bit of breakout leads there for the UK, and then a great answer, the EU closing it back down. You can see there on the stream, we've got the Virtex Stadium up. Obviously, yeah, we're working through some of those. I know some of you guys got kicked out. We're rolling back in. Hey, it's a beta test. That's what we're here for. But it is going great. I see your great virtual faces there, doing the wave in the stadium. Nice work. We will see here the fourth quarter. They got 8 minutes. The EU team, great adjustment there at the end of the third quarter to kind of slow that onslaught from the UK team. We'll see what they have here coming in, but they have 8 minutes to figure it out. And not only do they have to stop this team, they have to close the gap and then get a comfortable lead rolling into the end of this game. Sai, take us into the last quarter.
All right, here we go. One quarter, and this is where EU has to get it done. They are down by 6, or UK could just hold on to their lead, and that's what they're looking to do. Is Boop sends this one down low cross to Lone Gecko. Lone Gecko sends this one back out. Oh no, looking for that reset pass, but it's a bit too far. Instead, picked up by Pajatek and sent all the way down into the UK bubble, almost into the goal. Bouncing off the ding ring there. So very, very close, but they're not done yet. Pajatek getting back to it under pressure, gets the pass over cross, connecting with Multi. Multi sending it back though under that same pressure. Now the slap comes through, looking for Joshy T, but instead it's going to find the hands of the UK defense, and Lone Gecko not quite able to find the clear just yet, as that bounces back now into the hands of Beaver for the UK once again. And this is what I love from this UK squad. They slow it down, they open up those options, they're not afraid to get themselves set up before pushing, but now it is going to be Boop working his way forward here, eyeing up those lanes. No pressure just yet, but Multi now has his eye on him, forcing the pass high cross over to Beaver. Beaver on the shoulder, looking to get it done, sinking that one in for the 2. UK is up 34-26.
And UK feeling very comfortable on that offensive push. You saw them, not a lot of pressure coming to Boop, able to work all the way forward. The EU team trying to get their defense into position so they can start putting pressure on that offense as they're coming in, but it's a little bit too late as the UK is able to find that lane, open it up, and be able to find the top corner of the goal here. And again, these good pushes from the EU team. Great pickup there. Multi under pressure finds the 3 from the floor, 12 meters out with a 7-second answer. They're back within 5. Here we go. That is what they need. Those passes, when their passes are on, like, they're crushing it. They have the lanes, but those passes that just don't quite meet the mark, those extra 2 seconds it takes for them to track that disc down, just those lanes close up. Great grab by Joshy. I will shut my mouth for 3. We're a 2-point game. I stand corrected. You know what? I'm going to stop. It's all you. Sai, you got it. I'm just not going to talk anymore.
Oh my goodness. No, I am speechless as well. I can't talk anymore. This EU team refuses to give up. Those quick return fires there in the early part of this quarter are huge because they've got this to within just 2 points. Neither team has time to let the other, go on a roll, get some unanswered points. There is no next quarter and we'll get them next time, guys. It's here and now for the final 5.5 minutes of this game, and they are fighting hard as Laddie sends this one to Boop Boop. Oh no, losing a hand on it. Goalie jumps out, misreads it at first, but Joshy T does get the slap out to, oh no, that's going to be over to the UK if they can read the bounce. Yes, they can. Low Gecko sending this one low now to Boop on the boot. Boop eyeing up that crossover to Laddie, just a bit too far behind, but they do get back to it to set up once again if they can keep it away from the stack. No, EU quick to pounce, gets together, gets the slap away. It's going to be in the mid, but it will be picked up by Boop. Not for long. Pajatek getting a great stun. Laddie getting the lead, getting the grab, but not the possession. They are fighting here in the mid. It's Frogio firing the shot off the backboard into the hands of Pajatek, who sinks it in for the 3 nails. Do you see that scoreboard? EU has their first lead since the first quarter.
Oh my God, with a great pressure. And this is where EU's excelled this entire game. When they were able to get UK under some pressure, they can capitalize on those mistakes and force those mistakes from the UK. When the UK gets that comfortable lead, they were having some real tough problems stopping them. But now that the UK is under pressure, and oh, by the way, 1 point down, they are doing a lot better forcing those mistakes from them. Another errant pass here, and then you see the EU team, again, great pickup there by Joshy, able to get those turnovers. This is where they like to be. This is where they have been pressuring and turning the game around against the UK, is when they are on this pressured scheme where they don't have a lot of time to think. They can't get comfortable on their passes, and they have to make these quick decisions because they're running out of time. Sai.
Running out of time and running out of chances as EU gets another pick off of that pass, putting in another 2, and now extending their lead 37-34. And Nails, I think you once again hit the nail on the head here. We are watching UK sweat a little bit. They've had their lead chipped away at. We see a little bit more panic. I'm not picking on them, but it seems that EU has picked up that stack speed, picked up that pressure, and UK has struggled to answer. But maybe they do it here as Wee Laddie sends this pass over to Boop just outside the tunnel. Boop fires over, cross connecting with Lone Gecko, now up high, finding Beaver on the ceiling. Goal is not open. EU is not leaving those lanes open anymore. I mean, the UK has taken advantage of it, but that's it. Lone Gecko now on the floor, looking for some lanes. Pajitech jumping out to cover them, but finds that backward pass to Wee Laddie. Over down to Beaver, but what a grab by Ferrugio for EU. He'll send this one all the way down into the UK bubble where it bounces off the wall into the hands of who else but Joshy T in for the 2.
Joshy T, great pickup there, and another great read by the EU team, tying up the stacks inside the blue bubble off of that turnover. Great work there. They went after that great steal, that great pickpocket, went right to work stunning out the UK players, so they could not get those stacks together. You find Joshy T there alone inside the bubble to sink in for 2. The UK team has got to kind of find that mojo they had the first half of this game. Again, like, great read there. They can work their way inside the bubble, but just slightly off. Like, if that was first half, I think that would have been dead to rights, a 2-pointer. But they're just out of their mental game here a little bit, and they've got to find that calmness to get back into it and really bring that pressure to the EU team and make those passes count, work their way inside the bubble, and find those lanes they were finding the first half.
100%, but you know that EU is not looking to let that happen. More points here as we approach the 2-minute mark would be lethal, but UK looking for some points, sending this one into the bubble. They've got a stack in the area. Can they track it down? Wee Laddie on the ceiling, forced to back this one out, but they keep the possession, and that is all that matters right now. Beaver sending this one over to Boop at the Nugget, eyeing up those lanes, looking for one in the form of Lone Gecko, but finds the hands of Frogio instead. He looks to send this one out to Joshy T, and though it misses the target, it does get to mid, where it's picked up by Boop here for UK. Boop to Beaver. Beaver now forward connecting with Wee Laddie. One-on-one with the goalie. Will not win that shot. However, bounces back to Beaver. They are not done yet. Boop on the back line, receiving this reset. Now looking to push his way in. Finds Wee Laddie on the backboard. And almost denied by the head. But it bounces in for the 2. We have got a 3-point difference on our hands.
Oh, that was clutch for the UK that turned that into 2 points there, turning this back into a 3-point game. They had to put in a lot of work to get those 2 points there, but they're chipping away. All they need to do is find that open lane, sink it 3. A little bit of their shots off there. We saw a couple dings that some great opportunities there. They weren't able to convert. They kept the pressure alive and able to bring it back here as they start on an offensive push. One more time. Boop sending it long. It's floating inside the EU bubble. Good pickup. Goal is out. Tries to pick it up again, coming in from the near side. Beaver off a great send from the back of the bubble. And it is 1.45 seconds left. You can't ask for anything more than this. Like, I saw some chat about boring game. This is not boring. This is what you wanted. You got it. 1-point game. Both teams within 2 points of a 40-point mark. 30 seconds left here in the entire game with Joust advantage going to EU. Sai, take us home.
More points here will be the nail in the coffin, but UK's got something to say about it as Beaver gets the pickup, gets this one sent to Boop. Boop sends this one all the way through. 20 seconds remaining. This will be the last volley, one way or the other. Not clear just yet. It's going to sneak through Lone Gecko, but not through Boop. He's going to pick this one up for UK. Down low at the rock, looking for those lanes. Finds one down low cross in the form of Lone Gecko, but he's got the whole team on him. Finds that pass down low. Wee Laddie over to Beaver. Beaver sinking this one in to steal the win for UK in the last 5 seconds. It's going to be 40-39 in favor of UK.
No way. No way. Oh, outstanding job. The UK saves it with a buzzer beater for a 1-point win. Wow. Wow. Yeah, I mean, real quick, I know we're going to try and get into interviews here. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better game here as we start off, kick off the season of Virtex Stadium live here for these two teams going head to head. And what we had was a buzzer beater, and it was incredible. If you miss it, go back and rewatch it. But these two teams, I think overall, In terms of stuns, the EU team outplayed the UK team. But I think the UK team really shined here was being able to complete those passes. I think points-wise, the UK team, you looked at, I think that was Beaver with 19 points, yep, and Wee Laddie with 10. Just some great flexibility out of the UK team. You saw that lead get chipped away there. They were able to kind of flex one more time just prior to the end of the game to put those points on the board and kind of maintain that 1 point difference so that the game didn't get away from them. Great rally by the EU team. I think they just missed some opportunities early in the game to kind of run away with the score and get themselves in a more comfortable position. Because, I mean, one more two-pointer for them, and this would have been a whole different game with it going to the EU as they chipped away at that lead for the UK side.
Yeah, I mean, 100% there. My heart is pounding. Like, that was so much. And I think, you hit it dead on right there. EU had those opportunities. They got the comeback. They clawed their way back because UK was up by a mountain of points at one point. But in the end, UK held on to just enough of a lead that they were able to sneak it back in those last few seconds. 40-39. We could not have asked for a better game between these two teams. We could not have asked for better performances from these players. I mean, my goodness, Beaver with 19 points, Pajatek and Joshy T with 16 each. This was a game of very hot offenses, and I cannot get over it. I'm speechless.
Oh, yeah. And it was, I think UK, for their part, really relied on their fast stacks. And we saw that we look at the stun stats here between both these teams. EU team did some great work looking to try and slow those stacks down. I don't think that was much of a factor for the UK strategy, trying to slow down the EU stacks. The EU stacks, I think, were just, they were counting on their speed. They knew they were faster, had faster stacks than the EU team. They kind of rolled with that the entire game. Put them in a tight spot there coming up to the end of the game, but they were able to make that happen with a great pickup there off of a turnover that floated over to the orange side of the arena, and you saw them come right back for an offensive push, and that push was what was going to win them the game. That fast stack to pick up that loose disc and turn it right back into another opportunity for shots is what got them that W. And overall, I mean, if I had to pick a player of the game, I think my big player of the game is probably going to be Wee Laddie. Why? Because Wee Laddie's only got 10 points, right? Beaver's got 19, but he's got 7 assists. 7 assists. And we know how crucial passes were for the UK team to work their way through that, over to the bubble, into the lane, and find those scores and keep that EU defense chasing the disc instead of getting stable and being able to mount a good pressure defense. And it's a direct contributor for what Wee Laddie was doing there with those assists. So he's my vote, or he or she, my bad, is my vote for the player of the game. Wee Laddie, congratulations.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. Before we get there, though, I mean, I have to shout out Pajatek and Joshy T over there on the EU team, serving as the aces of this game, because really their stack is what turned the tide of this game. But I have to agree with you. Wee Laddie going to be my player of the game as well. Like you said, those 7 assists, the passing that he did in the midfield to break up that pacing and get UK up and down the arena was crucial to how this turned out. And for that reason, I agree with you. It's got to be Wee Laddie.
And there you have it. And to focus, are we going to some interviews, or it looks like they're clearing out of the arena? Okay, copy that. We are going to go over to some quick interviews here with the winning team, UK. Again, congrats to Wee Laddie, and congrats to both these teams. The EU team putting on a stellar performance tonight, but with the UK team walking away with a 1-point goal. We'll be right back. We're going to roll over for the interview. Don't go anywhere. the winning UK team. First ever game in the Virtex Stadium live, coming in with a W. Going over to Cy, who will talk to Wee Laddie, Beaver, and I think we got the rest of the team there as well. What's up, guys, and congrats.
Thank you.
Yeah, what's up? Congrats. And I mean, all I want to know is, as Nail said, this was the inaugural match in Virtex Stadium. How does that feel? Like, was there a level of hype, a level of extra pressure? What was going through your heads going into this game? Did I cut out?
You guys still there, UK?
Yeah, hello.
Hi. Yeah. Okay, so as Nail said, right, like this was the inaugural match for Virtex Stadium, the very first match played here, and I want to know, like, was there an extra level of hype, an extra level of pressure? Like, what was going through your heads going into this game, or was it just we're winning, it doesn't matter the circumstances?
Yeah, well, it was a bit of pressure towards the end. I say it was a great game for the viewers to watch. Maybe not for my heart rate, but yeah, a bit of pressure towards the end. But obviously wanted to win in front of lots of people and opening event. So glad I got invited. Had lots of fun. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, and I
Absolutely.
think the only people we got on comms are Wee Laddie and Beaver. So as we throw those questions out to you guys.
Gecko's here. He's just looking good for the camera.
Yeah, perfect. Sorry, Cy, back to you.
Yeah, no, all good. What was the strategy coming into this game? Like, obviously you guys have played together and against the people that you have, against the people that were over there on the EU team. Did you have any specific strategies coming into this game? How did you adapt on the fly once EU started to come back? Like, what was the strat here in the game?
At the start of the game, it was more of just since we're a sort of a mixed roster, we used to play with each other, but we haven't played with each other for quite a while. We sort of just were like, try and keep possession as long as possible and see if we can get some 3s and 2s and obviously have like disc superiority. But towards the end of the game, it was more of a just we need to get around those really quick stacks and get shorter passes, because obviously we were struggling with our passes, maybe because we had a few issues. Like headsets we're not used to and stuff like that, but it was definitely more stay tight towards the end of the game rather than longer passes, because we kept getting caught out.
Yeah, I got to agree. Once Pajatek and Joshy T really started linking up there in the mid, wreaking havoc on some of those longer passes like you were talking about, we saw them chip away at that lead, and it almost came all the way back. But the clutch passing there, the clutch play at the end, sinking in that too. What a game! So I guess my last question is, what was, as soon as that goal went in, did you lose your eardrums? Were you loud? Was it relief? Like, what is that moment like?
I've never heard Boop shout so loud in my life. You would have. They were They were unbelievably happy. I just believe it's like me and Beaver. We stayed cool, calm, and collected. Just a breath of relief. We didn't shout at all. But Boop and Gecko, they were screaming, man. It was it was a rough time for my ears. I had to turn the volume down a little bit, to be honest.
All right. Well, Nails, have you got anything else before we get on out of here?
No, outstanding work, you guys. Great game. Thank you for giving us a great matchup here. Like we said, the inaugural Virtex Stadium game. Best of luck to you guys. I'm sure we'll see you guys again. And it was great watching you play. Let you guys get on to it, since it's probably getting late there relatively.
Thank you.
Yep. Well, that was a fantastic first match to kick off the NEPA Holiday Invitational, and there's more action coming up next. If you thought that was fun, we've got more coming up, because it is going to be the PDR Showcase exhibition match coming up right after this. Hand-selected PDR players will be playing in a mixed priv for us to continue watching here on the Twitch stream and in Virtex Stadium. If you're not in there, you need to be. So we will be back with more competitive Echo action in just a few minutes. Stick around, don't go anywhere.
That's right. It's gonna be dope.
If you really want to find out what you're made of, you can forget the personality tests and social media quizzes. Because the only way you're ever going to know is by heading into the big, wild, raging, so damn beautiful it hurts world and finding out for yourself. Were you born to follow a path, or were you born free? These are the things we thought about when we made the new Grand Cherokee. Made for what you're made of.
We don't have to worry about predators like our ancestors did. No saber-toothed tigers stalking from the brush. No dire wolves circling the camp. There are no more monsters to fear. And so, we have to build our own.
One American with a burning desire to save the world from high prices. He is the stuntman that saved the world. A man that brought the world together because of his love for Honda. One man with 4 wheels strapped to a parallel twin engine. The stuntman that saved the world. Get your favorite Honda motorcycles, ATVs, and side-by-sides today at Holzhauer Pro Motorsports in Nashville, Illinois. Access the largest motorsports inventory in America. We're authorized dealers for Can-Am, Honda, Kawasaki, Yamaha, Sea-Doo, and more. Get the best deals these brands have to offer. Browse through our inventory to find exactly what you're looking for.
Hold on a minute. Did we hear that right? Dodge is making an electric car?
We're talking hypothetical, right?
Surely you jest. Dodge? You mean the people who devised the legendary 426 Hemi and sunk it into a sublime missile? You mean the Dodge that created the Hellcat Red Eye and the most powerful muscle car in the world? Makers of the 840 horsepower wheel-standing Demon? Why on God's green earth would Dodge ever build an electric car? Anybody? Any thoughts out there? Hello?
Harley-Davidson builds bikes that are meant to ride. There are vehicles your parents would recommend you drive. Then there are the motorcycles your crazy uncle who gave you fireworks for your birthday tells you to ride. You wouldn't want to let your uncle down, would you? If your need is speed, chrome, and custom paint, check out all of the new and pre-owned bikes at Greenmount Road Harley-Davidson in O'Fallon, Illinois. Don't let your uncle down. Get to Greenmount. Tired of the side effect of side-by-side hair? Not when you have a Kawasaki. Your love of your Kawasaki Teryx 1000 will save you from side-by-side hair. Enjoy your Kawasaki on all types of terrain and magically eliminate the chance of messy, unwanted side-by-side hair. Go green this summer with Kawasaki. Get your favorite Kawasaki motorcycles, ATVs, and side-by-sides today at Holzhauer Pro Motorsports in Nashville, Illinois.
Yeah! Side-by-side hair, just don't care.
If you call one of us, just remember, you've invited the whole pack.
One American with a burning desire to save the world from high prices. He is the stuntman that saved the world. He is looking to destroy high prices. A man that brought the world together because of his love for Kawasaki. One man strapped to a 2021 Teryx KRX 1000. The stuntman that saved the world. Get your favorite Kawasaki motorcycles, ATVs, and side-by-sides today at Holzhauer Pro Motorsports in Nashville, Illinois.
If you really want to find out what you're made of, you can forget the personality tests and social media quizzes. Because the only way you're ever going to know is by heading into the big, wild, raging, so damn beautiful it hurts world and finding out for yourself. Were you born to follow a path, or were you born free? These are the things we thought about when we made the new Grand Cherokee. Made for what you're made of.
We don't have to worry about predators like our ancestors did. No saber-toothed tigers stalking from the brush. No dire wolves circling the camp.
offer. Browse through our inventory to find exactly what you're looking for.
Hold on a minute. Did we hear that right? Dodge is making an electric car?
We're talking hypothetical, right?
Surely you jest. Dodge? You mean the people who devised the legendary 426 Hemi and sunk it into a sublime missile? You mean the Dodge that created the Hellcat Red Eye and the most powerful muscle car in the world? Makers of the 840 horsepower wheel-standing Demon? Why on God's green earth would Dodge ever build an electric car? Anybody? Any thoughts out there? Hello?
Harley-Davidson builds bikes that are meant to ride. There are vehicles your parents would recommend you drive. Then there are the motorcycles
And welcome back for our second matchup tonight. I am still Nails. I haven't seen my face in a while. Contrary to popular belief, I am still alive. It's been kind of a busy offseason. I am here with Sai, whose face you've seen plenty here during the offseason with all the exhibition games we've got going on. We got to focus on cams. AJ is here as well. Phenom running the cams as well. There with focus, syncing up the production. If you haven't done it already, jump into the Virtex Stadium. Check it out. The first match was quite the banger, as advertised by Sai. Sai, rolling into the PDR matchup. Who do we got?
Well, over here on the Orange squad, they are going to be led by their coach Wiggles, and it's going to be Nate Appleton. 420 is Z Sepic and Flynn joining her there on the Orange squad. That is going to be a well-rounded team, some offensive firepower and some defensive firepower over there. And then over on the blue squad, it is going to be the coach Risen leading his squad of Nero, Shepard, and Zamasu. So this is going to be quite the match here, Nails. We've talked about how this has been, this is the PDR exhibition, but like, what does that mean?
Yeah, so what we did is we took some players off the PDR, put them together on a team there, gave them one of the captains from our AAA lineups, and put the teams together so that we could get our PDRs. Those of you guys that are familiar with the NEPA setup, we do have that PDR league for all the players that are looking to get onto the AAA, work their way up from the AAA onto a pro team. But a lot of that happens in the background, right? Because during the season's going on, what you really see are all the AAA games and all the pro games. Sometimes you see some AAA players move up to the pros, and then sometimes you see some PDR players move up to the AAA, and vice versa. But the PDR, for all the players working hard to kind of get recognized and get into the NEPA AAA or pro teams, this is our shout out to them. Like, this is a little bit of a love letter. We know what you guys are doing there in the background. We know you guys are working on your skills, and this is your time to shine. So we got some teams together, give you guys a little bit of look here at the talent that resides in the PDR, and some faces and names that you're probably going to see here shortly rolling into some of your AAA teams and pro teams. So this is it. This is the big show out, and what no better place to do it than the inaugural Virtex Stadium live stream here as we bring you guys this matchup here, second matchup of tonight as we get back into the 2022 NEPA Ho-Ho Holiday Invitational. Sai, over to you.
All right, here we go. Disc in the middle. The tubes are open, and it's going to be Flynn for the orange team picking this one up first. Works his way around the double diamond. Loose pressure from Nero forces this pass back over cross, connected with Wiggles, but Shepard, what a save there. Shepard is starting this team out strong, getting the clear up to the teammate. Now it's going to be picked up by, not Nero, bouncing around instead up high. Eventually it is going to be hauled in by Risen. Risen playing this one patiently here on the wall, sends it over to Shepard. Shepard looking for that goal, and as I was saying, Shepard is going to be a player to watch in this match, getting it done on both ends of the arena, receiving that pass from Risen after the save and puts it in for the 2.
And good answer early there, Shepard. Good read from Risen on the pass there. They're up on the board for 2. And we will just call these teams PDR Orange and PDR Blue to keep it simple. No official team names here tonight, but both teams, Alpha and Bravo, what do you have them right now? All right, yeah, PDR Orange, PDR Blue. I like it.
Absolutely. So here comes PDR Blue with another pickup courtesy of Shepard in the bubble. He's going to work this one forward here, eyeing up those lanes, sends this one through for the waiting stack. Can they get down to read it? Yes, they can. Picked up by Nero, going for the backward shot 3, and that's going to go in. PDR Blue has found themselves an early lead here, 5-0.
Yeah, I think they're really finding some good chemistry in the team early there. And one of the things we didn't get to there in the pre-show is, yeah, these players, some of these players have played together before, some of them haven't. But at the end of the day, anytime you take a new squad of players, regardless of how often they've played or how recent they've played, there's a little bit of those chemistry pieces you got to work out, especially coming here into the off season. A lot, we just got done with VRML finals, so a lot of them have their own separate VRML teams, and now you got to kind of work out those chemistries, those plays for the team. And what we're seeing right now is PDR Blue is really just meshing well together right now. I don't know how much time they got to work together prior to this matchup, but really putting the pieces together here on tonight's game with another score here off a good send from Nero to Zamasu, coming in from the clock there for another 2-point bounce shot, taking them up 7-0.
Got to shout out Logan real quick, giving a bit in the chat. Thank you so much. The support is always appreciated. And speaking of support, PDR Blue right now doing an excellent job supporting each other in and around the bubble. I am, as you pointed out, blown away by the level of chemistry that we are seeing from them so far. But here comes the orange squad looking to answer back. That is going to be X is Epic as the QB. Totally mispronounced that earlier. My bad. I was correct last time, and I still forgot going into this match. But thank you, chat, for calling me out on that. I appreciate it. Anyway, this one's going to be uphandled here by Zamasu for Blue, stunned out. Another race to it. Nate Appleton trying to steal this one away from Shepard, but Shepard will not let it go unless it's a reset back to Risen, who then sends this one forward, connecting with Nero at the station. Nero sends this one forward, finds Shepard there on the floor looking for the submarine shot. No good off of the ding ring, but the teammate is there. That is Zamasu finishing it off for the 2.
And another 2, again, unanswered here. Goals coming from the PDR Blue team. We saw on that last Joust advantage, PDR Orange, a little bottled up, trying to get out of the tubes there. Game off to a little bit of slow start. That's going to shake your team flow and chemistry coming out on the Joust advantage. See, the PDR Blue is going to be able to capitalize on some of those mistakes as Wiggles leading the quarterback here, coming right back out, trying to get this team going and get some points on the board and start finding some answers to this PDR Blue team. Sai.
Yep, this one's going to be picked up by X is Epic, but as you said, that blue stack is lurking. They are waiting, trying to find an opportunity to steal it. Look, they just found it. It's going to be Nero picking this one up and sending it all the way into the bubble where it will bounce off the back wall into the hands of Zamasu, looking for the 2, but no good, denied by X. What a save there. He gets this one sent away, but this orange team is not done yet as Shepard gets another recovery for the blue. He's working his way forward just outside the bubble, sends this over to Risen. Risen looking for that backboard. Oh, Wiggles. Oh my goodness. Almost saved there by Wiggles. She gets the hand on it, but Zamasu determined to put that one in, steals it away, and puts it in for the 2 in the end.
Yeah, good press there by Zamasu. Continuing to bring that pressure. Great stop by Wiggles. Going to get stunned out there, and Zamasu is going to work the disc into the goal there for another 2. really just need to get past the neutral zone here for PDR Orange. They've got to get some pressure over on the blue side. Again, getting bottled up there in the far side trap. And it's going to be another turnover. Shepard over to Nero, looking for options. Coming in from the floor. He's going to send it to the far side. Zamasu coming in from the post. Sends it down below the goal there. Risen looking for options. The goal is crowded right now. A little bit of a social going on in there. Not able to connect. Good pickup there by Flynn. Going to get a good effective clear through the near side tunnel. And we are off to the races. Zamasu gets there first on a great stack. Nate Appleton on the harassment, trying to come back over. Nate, former Aspen Sparrows player, coming right back in tonight, showing some of that great talent. Oh, and Nero doing a little bit of shucking and jiving, coming off the nest. We had ourselves a dance off there. Nero's going to come away with the trophy and 2 points.
Little spice on that drive there from PDR Blue, courtesy of Nero, coming down from the ceiling, doing some twirls and securing the points. Good work from them, and they have got themselves quite a lead right now, 13-0 with just under 3 minutes remaining in this first quarter. I mean, Orange really needs to get something going here and now, and it looks like they will not find it there. A bad pass, a pickup by Nero, looking for the encore, will not find it there, but the second try, oh no, that's not gonna go in either! Bouncing off the ding ring, off the nest, into the hands of X. Zamasu getting the steal, but Flynn taking that one right back and sending it through.
Good recovery there from PDR Orange. Good pickup there. Did not cave under the pressure. Coming right back with that push there. A little bit of the ding rings, trying to convert some points. That would have been the first 2 on the board for them. Got to keep that going. Here comes the stacks back again. The trailing stack gets bottled up there inside the bubble. Can't get there before Nero's going to find an open goal and put 3 on the board, taking them to a 16-point lead. And Sai just can't emphasize enough how important chemistry is in this game, and we are seeing a clinic here on chemistry coming out of the PDR Blue. Their stacks are on point. They're very fluid. Their passes are on point. The communication, I can't hear their comms, but you can see the effects of their comms just here in their play. As soon as that disc goes loose, they are jumping on it, and to get those stacks together that quick and change the direction means is just an excellent sign of great chemistry and comms among that team.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, as a reminder, these are 2 mixed squads pulled out of the PDR, and what we are seeing is out-of-the-box chemistry from PDR Blue. They are meshing in such a way that it really makes you feel like they've been playing together for a while, and as you said, can't hear the comms, but I'm sure he was calling for the reset there. Shepard receiving it on the shield before looking to send it forward, but hey, okay, here comes X, is epic, sends this one down low cross after the interception, where it will bounce into the hands of Flynn. Flynn now looking for one more, eyeing up X is epic for the return, but no good, a bit off, and instead it's going to bounce into the hands of Risen, who goes for this quick lateral reset back to Zamasu, and Zamasu sends this one all the way through the tunnel for the waiting stacks. Who's going to be there first? It's Flynn, bouncing right into the hands of the goalie, and he will send this one right back out.
Yeah, a little bit of fist fight going on there in the background. PDR Blue just consistently tying up that trail stack there from PDR Orange. Not able to get there, but the two-man defense able to make it happen and get that turnover right back over on the orange side of the arena. Tries to send to the near side. Flynn's going to miss that. Good pickup there. Just trying to get that long pass over to Wiggles. Takes a bad bounce there off the Geo. Wiggles is going to pick it up back up, but it's going to get a quick turnover here at the bow tie as Risen's going to pick that up, send it through. We're coming in the last 20 seconds here of the first quarter. Still have yet to see an answer from PDR Orange as they're in the hunt right now to put 2 on the board in the last 10 seconds of the game. Don't know if it's going to happen here. PDR Blue with the possession sends a long one. Zamasu coming in for the post is going to sink it for a buzzer beater in the last 5 seconds, taking them up by 18 into the end of the round. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll come back. We'll see if PDR Orange has an answer for this PDR Blues stunning chemistry.
If you really want to find out what you're made of, you can forget the personality tests and social media quizzes. Because the only way you're ever going to know is by heading into the big, wild, raging, so damn beautiful it hurts world and finding out for yourself. Were you born to follow a path, or were you born free? These are the things we thought about when we made the new Grand Cherokee. Made for what you're made of.
And we are back here coming into the second quarter. We have got a quite the route going on here with PDR Blue. 18-0 unanswered points here coming from PDR Orange. And PDR Orange looking to get some points on the board. I'm sure they're discussing their strategy here rolling into the second quarter. But what we've seen, I think, from the PDR Blue so far has just been really a showcase on chemistry. I think they have some great comms and some kind of great natural meshing amongst their players that is really playing to their strengths and to the scoreboard here for PDR Blue. I think PDR Orange is trying to find that chemistry. We've been seeing getting some good passes there, but the majority of the passes there are kind of getting scuffed off of geos, which are creating some loose disc situations, and those fast stacks coming out of PDR Blue are picking up those loose discs and turning it right to an offensive push and points on the board. As we get into the second quarter here, Sai, over to you.
Oh, beautiful first touch coming through for that blue squad. However, first possession going to the orange if they can haul this one in. Oh no, take some bounces away from them, but X is going to track this one down first, sending it over to Nate in the bubble. Nate finding Wiggles there on the shield, but a save from Shepard, gets a great grab and a great clear up to the mid, where it's going to be slapped forward by Nero. Nero helping this one along, connecting maybe with Risen in the bubble. No, going to just barely misread that, and it allows Nate Appleton to get there first instead for the orange squad. He sends this one up to Flynn. Flynn sends this one all the way forward. They've got the waiting stack, but as we just talked about between these quarters here, it's just they just got to clean up that passing just a little bit and coordinate with their stacks like we are seeing the blue squad do, and it looks like blue squad actually going to create another opportunity here. No, stacks for orange, getting home just in time, but they're not done yet. Risen with the recovery, sends it to Nero. There we go. These are the stacks we've been looking for from orange as they send this one on through, maybe looking at an opportunity if they can track this one down. It's Shepard and Nate both in the area. Shepard getting a leech to look to send this one through, but Flynn will deny him in the mid, sending this one over to Wiggles here for orange once again. She's going to hold this one for just a moment. Risen trying to force the steal, but forces the reset instead. Back over to X is Epic. X on the floor under that same pressure now, finds Flynn at the post, coming off the shield, sending this one over to X. And there we go. The orange squad has the first set of points here in this quarter. That is huge.
That is huge, and that's huge mentally for that team as well. The fact that they found that play that allow them to get those points on the board there. You see Flynn with some great reading there of the goalie, really just drawing the goalie's attention and going for that one last pass inside the bubble is going to open up that lane for X to go ahead and put those points on the board. So they are up now on the board with 2. Good recovery here. I think we're seeing a little bit more aggressive play coming out of PDR Orange here with the stuns, really trying to slow this PDR Blue team down and make them work for these loose discs. Sai.
Yep. They are working indeed, and now they're going to send this one deep into the blue zone.
There it is.
Incoming recovery, but Zamasu, what a steal. A good read there. Just waiting for Flynn really to clean it up for him before picking it off. But now Zamasu working his way through the mid. Incoming pressure, sends this pass all the way forward into the bubble. The stack is home, but it's going to bounce out of the bubble before Wiggles eventually gets the hand on it. She sends this one over across. Looks like we're going to see an attempted dribble, connecting down low instead with the hands of Nero for the blue squad, and now it's headed the other way. Risen eyeing up that mail slot, but Nate Appleton will tell him no. Great save there. Sends it right back through the tunnel where it's going to bounce into the blue zone. They've got the players in the area, but what a save from Nero, getting home in the nick of time to get the save there. But it is not clear just yet. Picked up by Risen. Blue squad hunting for an opportunity here as Risen eyes up these lanes, sends it all the way through for the waiting stack, connecting with Shepard. They've got the 2-on-1, and Shepard, oh no, sends that one a bit too wide, and instead it is going to be the orange team sending it the other way.
And coming right back for an answer here. Orange, great work here. We're seeing Orange try to use that same strategy that Blues used against them. You see them tying up the stacks there in the backfield, trying to give them some time. 2v1 inside the bubble here, looking for the bounce. Not quite able to connect as the defense gets back, but PDR Orange still has possession, trying to get that crossover to X's Epic. That's going to get broken up there by the bow tie. Good pickup by Risen. He's going to clear that down off the floor, back into the orange bubble. Ding ring. Looking for a 3 potentially, but they are going to pick up, Rizzo's going to pick up his own rebound there, come right back in. Looking for the ceiling, over to the clock. Shepard sends a zinger home at 17 meters from 7 meters per second at 3 meters out, and they are back up by 18. Good answer, though. What we're seeing is an evolution of the team here from PDR Orange. They are making some adjustments. They're finding some success. They're getting a little more aggressive here with the stuns and sacks to slow this team down and create open opportunities. We saw at least 3 pushes on the goal here from PDR Orange where they were either outnumbering the defense or it was an empty bubble for them rolling into the blue side. So we'll see if they can kind of keep that together and make some points happen. Sai.
I could not agree more. We are seeing some evolution. Still, still a couple of loose passes there that Blue is quick to capitalize on. Maybe they're going to have an opportunity. Risen looking for it, sends it, connecting with Nero on the ding ring for the dunk. I cannot believe Blue just created an opportunity like that out of thin air.
Yeah, and I think we saw that really high aggressiveness coming out of Orange. You saw them kind of flood over to the far side of the arena, left Nero wide open, kind of hanging out on the near shoulder, going to be able to pick up that good cross pass. And I mean, straight out of Risen, like just the eagle eye there on the pass, able to kind of thread the needle and get that through the defense over to Nero's to have that that open goal and make that 2-pointer happen. As a pickup here, back over on the blue side, Nero again gets a good grab on the near side, sends it through. Nobody's home. Here comes the stacks. X get jumped by the offense just gets a hand on it, going to get it back through the neutral zone. Wiggles sends it low across the floor, looking for some options. She's going to pick that back up again. Nope. Nate Appleton's going to grab that, send over the far side. Here comes the defense. We got all four PDR Orange in the bubble. Nate Appleton, 420, 4-2. Puts it on there. Great read by Flynn again with the one more pass there inside the bubble to make some points happen.
Yep. That one more pass is really doing them good right now, and this is a very different story that we're seeing in the second quarter. Blue team ran away with that first quarter, but right now Orange is holding them much more even, looking to claw their way back. But here comes Blue looking for more points on the board. It's going to be Shepard at the station sending this one cross, looking to connect with the teammates there, but a little bit of miscommunication, I do believe. The stun comes through from Orange. Flynn gets the pickup, but can he hold it? Yes, gets through Shepard there, courtesy of the stun from Nate Appleton. He'll reset back to the waiting stack. It's Wiggles and Nate together looking to send this one forward. Picked up by X's Epic in the mid, slowing this one down, sending it over to Flynn in the tunnel. Flynn working his way forward here. Lurking stack may force the pass. No, it's going to force the steal. Shepard gets the hand on it and sends it all the way through. Back down into the orange zone where it will be picked up by Shepard. On the boot here, looking for something. Back in this one out.
Nice.
Looking for behind the back. But no, he will get denied by that orange defense. But they're not done yet. Zamasu with the recovery here. Under pressure from the stack. No pocket picks. It's Flynn and X's Epic together, sending this one all the way through down into the blue zone. But the blue team will get there first. But Nate Appleton maybe forcing the steal here, maybe looking to create an opportunity as he gets this reset. An orange team is going to slow down, set up. Now they're pushing Flynn over to Wiggles. Wiggles just outside the bubble, looking for something, drifting all the way across before finally looking to send that one in. However, Shepard with the pickup gets this one sent away.
And what we saw there was on that turnover from PDR Orange, kind of coming out of the tubes there. Oh, good pickup by Nero. Looking for the sends it over the nest to Shepard. Shepard going up high. He's going to send it to the top corner. Great read there and great accuracy for another 2 points, taking them back up by 20. What I was going to say there is that we hear us talk a little bit about, for all of our new viewers there, about the neutral zone, right? And it's kind of that area in the middle. It's not quite directly the center, but it extends a little bit past that. It is so important for a team. You saw PDR Orange kind of slow the play down. They want to let all their players get into place, right? So they have some passing options. If you don't get over firmly into the opponent's side of the arena, you do not force their defense to reset back to their bubble or wherever their extension is of that bubble defense. And it allows them to catch you in transition. And that's really what we saw there coming out from PDR Blue. They were able to convert there back for points. And it's going to take us to the end of the first half here with a 20-point difference between these two teams. We're going to take a quick commercial break here, come back for some halftime stats. Don't go anywhere.
One American with a burning desire to save the world from high prices. He is the stuntman that saved the world. A man that brought the world together because of his love for Honda. One man with 4 wheels strapped to a parallel twin engine. The stuntman that saved the world. Get your favorite Honda motorcycles, ATVs, and side-by-sides today at Holzhauer Pro Motorsports in Nashville, Illinois.
And we're back from the halftime here, brought to you by Big St. Charles Motorsports. We are here with the second matchup tonight of our Ho-Ho Holiday NEPA Invitational here from the Virtex Live Stadium. We got PDR Blue, PDR Orange, a host of players and names that you recognize and seen probably throughout Series 1 and 2 here with the matchup. Right now, a little bit one-sided here. PDR Blue came out with an early lead, but I will say in the second quarter, a lot more even play between both these teams. PDR Orange really made some great adjustments, kept the scoring pretty close. I didn't actually write down those the number of goals between the two teams here, but going into really what was an 18-point lead there at the halftime, now with 0 points on the board for PDR Orange, now 4 of 24. So stayed stagnant there. You see them slowing the bleeding down a little bit. Now they've got to climb that hill. And unfortunately, you make some good adjustments here in this game. If you make them too late or the game gets away from you a little bit in the first half, it is hard to climb that hill. Sai, what did you see?
We talked a little bit about it during the break. I need to point out the stuns because I think they tell the story of what has happened in this game. Right now, there are, if I can do math, 129 stuns on the board across both of these teams, and it's pretty close to even as well, 61 to 68. The first quarter, we saw Blue Squad really, really run away with it there, and they had their stacks constantly in motion. They knew how to work it up and down the arena, and they were running circles around the Orange team stacks because of that stunning. This round, we saw Orange team say, you know what, anything you can do, I can do better. We saw them breaking up those plays a lot more, coordinating their own stacks as well, and that I really do believe is where they found that success. A little bit more coordination on their team and a little bit more just conscious defense against conscious defense concerning how to play against Blue, and because of that, like you said, they held it even, but now they've got this mountain to climb.
They do, and the way they're going to do that here in the second half is, like you said, they found some good success there, up in those stuns and really slowing down that PDR Blues chemistry in those stacks, right? Like, so they had some good chemistry coming in tonight, but as soon as you start disrupting that a little bit, you really force that team to put more thought into how they're getting together and force those mistakes to happen, and that's exactly what they did in the second quarter. They can do that and really, really work on those passes. I think we've seen a lot of scuff passes out of PDR Orange, which I think is really what's been hurting them the most this game, causing a lot of those turnovers because those blue stacks are quick to go to the loose disc. They can open up those lanes. We saw in the second quarter a lot more open goal opportunities or open lane opportunities, or at least outnumbered opportunities there in the blue side bubble for Orange. Now, if they can continue to keep that going and continue to slow down this blue stacks, they can get some threes on the board and start to chip away at this lead and close this gap a little bit. What happens then is what we saw in the last game, where PDR Blue starts to sweat a little bit. You start to see them make some more mistakes, and that's going to kind of take them off their rhythm, really open up some opportunities for Orange to finish closing that gap and maybe take a lead there as we get into the third and fourth quarters of this game. If they can do that, you're going to see this come down to the wire, and it's going to be a shouting match like you saw on the last game where everybody's going nuts. If that's the case, I'm going to get some water and probably take some heart medicine so that I don't blow my mind.
Oh man, I feel that. That last match really had my heart rate through the roof. But this match, we want this match to turn into that. And so Orange team right now, their fate is in their own hands, right? I'm not picking on them, but I think we've both hit on it a little bit. They have got to find a way to clean up that passing, and that's no easy feat when you're in a situation like this. You're down by 20 points. It's a mixed scrim. You're not totally familiar with where your teammates play just yet, so it's not as easy as I make it sound. But if they can clean up the passing a little bit, just be a little bit more fluid on the transitions, working it up the arena, I think they're going to find the success that they need, because we've seen them do great things in the bubble. We've seen them work it around the bubble. It is just the fight in mid right now is where it's being decided.
Yes, definitely. Wholesale agree. And Sai, you know as well as anybody, as one of our premier AAA players, that it only takes a little bit, right? You get a couple good passes, you get a couple unanswered goals, right? That really validates your strategy. It gets you comfortable with what you're doing and the flow that the team's established, and then you can quickly start running away with it and start really firing all cylinders, and that will quickly make up for that lack of chemistry as your team kind of evolves and figures out what they need to do. As we roll into the second half here, neutral joust, and Orange is going to be the first ones there. Over to you, Sai.
Orange
Oh,
may have been
no.
the first there, but Blue draws the first blood as they get that steal in the mid. Will they convert? No. Flynn getting this one picked up and sent away, taking an interesting bounce off the boot into the hands of Nero for Blue. They are determined to find the first points here in this quarter. Zamasu sending this one up to Risen. Risen working his way forward, eyeing up the goal, and he will not be denied. That's going in for the 2. Blue starting this quarter outright.
Yes, they are, and that is a scary, scary sight. Risen coming in from the near shoulder. I mean, when a player like that is eyeballing you, it really was probably a 1v1 goalie versus Risen. Not a lot of ways that's going to turn out favorable for the goalie, but a good attempt there. Let's see if they can answer. Oh, again, turnover there in the neutral zone, and that's exactly what we talked about the halftime. Those passes, and we talked about it a little bit last game. Like, you know, if they can tighten up their play and keep those passes a little bit shorter, they can deny those long passes being broken up there across the center. You got to kind of shrink your play, shrink your spacing a little bit, and really make those defenders work in there and be at the right place at the right time. Because if you're not, and you have a team that you're playing with fast stacks like this, when you send those long passes across the arena, that stack is going to be able to get there first if it's off at all.
Yep, 100%. They have got to clean up the positioning here because these blue stacks are, you know, full force right now, pedal to the metal, unrelenting. And see, here they come once again. Nero scooping this one up, sending it right back through the middle, down into the trap. Who's going to be there first? It's going to be picked up by Nero. Oh my goodness, getting there first, creating his own opportunity, and then capitalizing on it. That's another 3 in for Blue. And I don't know what happened there between the half, but we are seeing a reinvigorated Blue squad coming into this quarter.
Yes, we are, and they are really starting to find that mojo again. That's just, you know, Orange. They found an answer. That answer is not going to last all game. But we've seen all season, every season. Seen in VRML, you see it here in NEPA. Every answer you come up with is never the final answer, right? Your team's got to be flexible, continue to change those game plans up, find things that work, and be able to keep that pressure on. Because now we're seeing Blue get comfortable again, but great grab by Nate Appleton there coming in. We'll see if they can tie up some of those stacks. They do in the backfield. It's a 2v1 stack race. Nate to the ceiling, picking it up, 2v1 into the bubble. Flynn back to him for 2. Nate sailing it in. Nice work. That is what we need to see out of them for the rest of this second half. Just relentless pushes, outnumbering the goalie.
Yep. Good recognition there from the Orange squad. Shepard was home covering that shot lane, so Nate takes the time to work it into the bubble, utilizing that teammate to make sure that any incoming stack didn't really know where it would be going, and they take advantage of it, getting those 2 points on the board. Can they get some more as they seem to break up this blue play as well? The dribble coming through from X's Epic and Wiggles. They've got to get rid of it, and they do, sending this one through the tunnel. Now bouncing low, bouncing cross. Who's going to be their first incoming? Blue defense will not track it down. It's going to be Wiggles sending this one over now to X is Epic, eyeing up that shot. He takes it. He makes it. That's 2 points on the board for Orange.
Back again, their unanswered points. Yeah, and Vacant, I see your note there. We did see Risen go over to the Orange side there at the halftime. I think that might have been talked about. I don't know what the details why it didn't, but I think that was discussed there. But either way, we're going to see we see an Orange team here really kind of start to figure things out here. We'll see if they can continue to keep that flexibility. A good pass here. We got 2v2 in the bubble, hanging out the ceiling. Risen on the sneak. Little ninja up there by the ceiling is going to dump it in for 2 off a great read from Shepard as the defense gets back, not quite in time to shut him down.
Yep, not quite in time. A good drive there from the Blue squad and a good answer there. I mean, we saw Orange have 2 sets of unanswered points. For them to then put that in is going to be huge for the momentum, preventing that Orange team from starting that comeback that they are so desperately trying to find. But this one is going to make it all the way through, and that's Nate Appleton looking at an open goal. Oh no, off the ding ring, but recovered by Flynn. They are not done yet. This one's going to bounce into the bubble, into the hands of Shepard. He'll send this one out to Risen. The stacks are getting together as Risen feeds this one through the cross-side tunnel, bouncing beautifully into the hands of Zamasu. Just not quite able to make that shot work. Who put Nugget there? That's not fair. That's okay, though. He does get back to it, and it looks like Blue is going to slow down for another opportunity.
Yeah, and then you see them resetting here, trying to work their way back in, really comfortable with their lead, taking plenty of time. Good sling there off the ding ring. Good pickup by X. Looking to bring it back there, find some breathing room. Looking for that near side tunnel. Flynn's going to pick up the bounce there, send it through, and here comes those Blue stacks moving fast. Looking for the Orange stack to come in. They're getting tied up there in the backfield. That's what we saw first half. Blue doing some good work, kind of slowing them down. We'll see if they can answer. Risen from the nest, coming right back in, 1v1 again. Not much you can do with that. Looking at Risen in the face, and it's going to go for another 2-pointer for them.
I don't care if you're a Scouts goalie, a PDR goalie, a AAA goalie, or a pro goalie. You never want to be in a one-on-one situation like that, especially with Risen. So he takes full advantage of that opportunity, sinking in the 2. Good stuff from Blue. But now here comes Orange, determined to get it back. This one's going to be into the hands of X. Is Epic taking a bold shot there, maybe not seeing Shepard home. And Blue team is going to get the recovery. Oh, not for long. Oh, X is Epic getting the stun, getting the send over to Nate Appleton. What an ender there! Driving shot, but Shepard, the hands of Shepard will deny that one. However, Orange looking for one more. This is into the hands of X's Epic, this time utilizing the teammate, and this time Orange will not be denied. That's going in for the 2, and they cut the lead down to 25.
Coming back, and they are finding some good answers there. And dude, that was a great look there. Like we said, they on that long 3. I don't know if he saw the goalie was home or not, but you know, those are the opportunities they need to try to continue to open up for them to keep that pressure on. You saw the defense really come back and collapse on the goal there, as they knew that was there was some pressure coming. Great turnover here by Orange again. Going to sit in. Nobody's home inside the bubble. Takes an errant bounce off a nest. Everybody's on their way back now to pick that up. Good sling out. Risen taking it over in the far side tunnel. Going to try to send it through down to off the bottom there. Going to take a bad bounce there, but Shepard, nobody's still home in the orange bubble. Stacks are still tied up. Here comes the defense, just in time to try and break up that play again from the post. Shepard's going to pick up that bounce from Zamusu, dump it in for 2, and the defense again getting slowed down by those stuns in the backfield. Really, really working out for the blue team. I think Orange, looking at that, needs to understand, right? Like, if I'm going to commit somebody to kind of break up your stacks, that's a body I've lost, right? If it's a goalie, no big deal. But in either case, that's a body that they're losing, right? And if you 2v1, you got to be ready for that, especially a team that has been using that strategy against you the entire team. 2v1, at least get one of those guys, or get that one guy stunned out. Ooh, long send, and then give yourself some options. Sai, back over to you.
Oh my goodness, what a save there!
Oh.
I think that was Nero in the goal, getting the grab there, faced with a 2v1, and takes advantage of it, sending this one all the way through the tunnel, bouncing into that orange bubble where it will be picked up by Nero. Quick defensive stun comes through, but Shepard is determined to see it through all the way, gets the pickup, gets the send in, gets the 2. Blue squad is on a roll, Nails.
They are, and hunting that 40 mark. 20 seconds here left in the third quarter. And defense coming back, putting the pressure on, and then gets the stun out. And defender, I didn't see who that was, just missed the stun on, I think that was Nero who tossed that in at the end on the pickup from the floor there. As it'll take us into the end of the third quarter here. And we got ourselves a 39-10 game here. A little bit life breathed back into the PDR Orange here. We'll see. They've got one more quarter here. Let's see what they can come away with. We'll take a quick commercial break and be right back.
If you really want to find out what you're made of, you can forget the personality tests and social media quizzes. Because the only way you're ever going to know is by heading into the big, wild, raging, so damn beautiful it hurts world and finding out for yourself. Were you born to follow a path, or were you born free? These are the things we thought about when we made the new Grand Cherokee. Made for what you're made of.
And we are back for the fourth and final quarter of this game. We got PDR Orange versus PDR Blue. I am Nails. I'm here with Cy Chaotic on the play-by-play. I'll be your analyst for tonight. Rolling into the second match of the inaugural Virtex Live Stadium stream. We're rolling back in here. We're waiting for the Orange team. Got a little bit, somebody put the paddles on them. They got a little bit of life here, but they've got an extreme mountain here to climb. We'll see if they can stem a little bit more of this bleeding here, try to put some more points on the board, and kind of close down this gap. Cy, over to you.
All right, here we go. The fourth and final quarter. That last neutral joust going to the blue team, coming through with an explosive headbutt. But the orange backstack quick to pick it up. It's going to be Flynn not getting rid of it in time. Oh no, under pressure. Gets back to it though, looking for something trapped in the trap. Finds that backstack once again for the reset. And now it's Wiggles and X is Epic looking for the dribble through. First one's good. Will they try it again? X is Epic looking to line this one up. Wiggles pulling off to become a pass option. She will receive it. Now sending this one over cross, looking for that deep reset maybe. Oh, Flynn jumping out to get the pickup. Saves the possession for the orange team. Now sending this one back in, finding Nate Appleton there at the nose. He sends this one cross. Oh, threading the needle there to find X, but too slow. The defense is on him, getting the stun, but not the turnover. Wiggles picking this one up. Nero getting the stun, but blue team not able to get the turnover. They've had the opportunities. They've gotten the stun, but orange team has been very quick to recover. And here they come looking to push again. It's going to be Flynn sending this one high. Cross over to X is Epic. They're playing patient here. X now working his way forward, doing some pump fakes, trying to find those lanes. Finds one in the form of Flynn at the shoulder. Flynn sending this one over. Oh, I'm not sure if that was a shot or a very close cut pass, but either way, it does not work out. Ends up in the hands of Shepard on the orange team. And oh my goodness, that no-look shot from Shepard has been lethal. That's the second or third tonight.
Yeah, and Shepard has been in fuego tonight. 13 points on the board, 23 stuns, 4 assists, just doing some outstanding work. Nero and Shepard both in the hunt there for the Stuntman Award. As we come out again here, Wiggles on the quarterback, looking for options. You know, a lot of great control there by Orange Team on that last one. Good pressure on goal, wasn't able to convert. But, takes it himself. Not able to convert there, but as they try to kick it right back out, Nate Appleton on the near side is going to pick up that loose disc. Orange still keeping the defense on the clock, trying to make them work for it. Good pickup there by Zamasu. Another long pass there. They're able to break up in the center, and here comes the two-man stack. Nero, Shepard working together. Here comes the chemistry. They send it long off of the shield. Bad bounce. Coming right back out to the neutral zone. Everybody's in the hunt. We got ourselves a loose disc with 2 players stunned out. Double KO on the far side. Totally. Here comes the stack from Wiggles. Hey, girl, hey. Sends it long into the bubble off the pickup and the bounce. Flynn for 2.
That is why you always follow the shot. It doesn't matter how close it looks. Flynn being in the right place at the right time, managed to save that drive for the orange team, sinking that one in off of the pass from Wiggles. Good stuff there. But now let's see how the blue team handles this joust advantage coming out of the tubes. It'll be Zamasu as the QB, wasting no time, sends this one over to Shepard in the tunnel. Shepard helps it along, finding, oh my goodness, finding Risen there on the ceiling, looking at the open goal, just not quite going to be on. However, Nero is going to be on the scene, picking that one up and putting it in for the 2.
Good answer right back there, Nero, in the right place at the right time, like you talked about just before. Following that shot, Risen's shot's going to take a ding ring there, and being in the right place, right time, Nero to pick that up, dump it back in for 2, keeping that pressure on. Orange coming out of the tubes here on the offensive push. Sai.
Here we go. Oh no, just barely misreading that dribble attempt. Instead, it's Risen picking it up and sending it all the way into the bubble, almost into the goal at first, but he does get back to it, picks it up, puts it in for the 2. Blue squad is tearing it up right now, 46-12. Orange team running out of time here in this last quarter, 4.5 minutes to turn this around.
Yeah, running out of time, running out of options here, and we're seeing a little bit of a relapse here out of the orange team. They are at a place right now where they know they can't afford to make any mistakes, and those mistakes on the dribbles and some of those passes that are going a little bit errant or a little bit long, like we just saw there, broken up by Nero, what they cannot afford to make, and it's got to be getting in their minds here. They just got to collapse that positioning down and get some of those passes to connect. I mean, we saw some good offensive pushes from them, and we saw some good answers. They just got to stick with that and continue to keep that pressure on.
Yep, they've got to keep the pressure on as they send this one all the way through into the bubble. Maybe looking to apply some pressure here as Nate Appleton gets the pickup. Sends this one low cross, looking to connect with X is Epic, and does so off of the bounce from the wall. And X will take this one to the wall now, working his way forward, playing patiently on the post, looking to do it himself. Oh my goodness! Decided, you know what? Teammates are covered. I got this. With the confidence, puts that in with, with confidence, puts that in with 2. I can't talk. I don't have confidence. It all went to X.
It's the weekend. Sometimes Saturdays words fail me. No big deal. No big deal. Blue coming out with the chalice advantage here. Zamasu there on the quarterback sends it over the near side. Had a little bit of a two-stack defense there waiting in the center, trying to bring that pressure neutral. They're going to get stunned out. Shepard by himself. Nobody pushing forward. We got a crowded bubble. Social and Wiggles with the sticky gloves comes in and puts an end to that in a hurry. Tries to get that clear out. Gets bottled up by the far side trap. They're looking to continue to push forward. As Nate picks that up, sends it through. They're back over onto the blue side of the arena, into the bubble. The goalie's in the hunt, can't quite get a hand on it. Here comes X is Epic in pursuit with Zamasu. We got 2 off of the nest. Looking for the spin shot, I think, or spin pass. Wasn't able to connect and not able to pick that up. Risen falling out here. We got ourselves a 4v3. This is called the penalty play. Power play, sorry. Dimwee's going to choke me for screwing that up. But they got themselves a little bit of power play here, and they capitalize as Nate Appleton picks up that bounce off the backboard for 2.
Excellent work there from the orange team, taking full advantage of that power play there. A great slap from Flynn, really just serving that one up on a silver platter for Nate Appleton to dunk in. So now they cut the lead down to 30. They've still got the 3v4. Will they continue to press it? Here comes Blue. It's going to be Zamasu as the QB, sending this one all the way through, but Flynn hiding there, gets the interception in the mid. He's working his way forward, sends this one on up to Wiggles, looking at that open goal, but oh no! She's just a little bit off on the shot, and it bounces all the way back into the hands of Zamasu instead for the blue team, and he is happy to buy some time. They are down, they are down a player 3v4, so he is burning that clock, waiting for Risen to get back in, and look at that. As I say it, Risen is back, just not quite into the arena yet. Nero sends this one high cross, looking to connect with Shepard. It's going to be a bit low off of the bounce, and picked up by Flynn instead. Reset now to that orange stack, excuse me, and Wiggles sends this one right back up, looking for Flynn once again, back and forth, trying to get through this defender. Finally does so. That's all the way through. Wiggles, another open goal, and just a little bit low, but hey, Nate Appleton in the area is happy to help that one in for the 2.
Friends helping friends. That's what I like to see. Pick up that little low shot there, dumps it in for 2. Now back up to 18, crawling their way up. We got less than 60 seconds here left in this game. Huge lead here for the blue team, but I think what the orange team is figuring out here is just their evolution here on the fly, finding some things. There's definitely some learning happening for both these teams at the PDR level, and that's what we love to see. And they will take these lessons learned moving forward here. I guarantee it for all their future games that they play. As Zamasu looking to burn the clock, dances too long. Wiggles gonna send that one in, looking for it. A little bit high there, not able to connect, but bringing the defense back as here comes the pressure back over onto the blue side of the arena. 30 seconds left. Sai, take us home.
This one's going to be picked up by Flynn, losing this to Shepard. Now 17 seconds left. Both teams looking for some final points as this bounces down into the orange zone. It's going to be picked up by Shepard. Shepard looking for one more behind the back shot. Will not find it there, but does find Zamasu off the bounce, who was happy to put that one in for the 2, ending out this PDR showcase match 48-18 in favor of the blue squad.
And coming back, obviously, we're PDR Blue doing some great work, coming away with the win. If I had to throw the player of the game award out there, I think Nero is going to be my bet. 15 points, 4 assists, 2 saves, 31 stuns. I think just covering kind of all aspects of the game. Zamasu coming in with a close second, and obviously Shepard putting in work as well. Risen's stats fell out. I think Risen did a great work there as a captain, but my vote's going to go to Nero. Over to you, Sai.
Oh, that is a tough decision there. I mean, Nero with 15 points, 4 assists, and 2 saves, but Shepard with 13 points, 5 assists, and 4 saves. I mean, really yin and yang right there. Nero and Shepard working together. Nero just a little bit more on the offensive side, and Shepard holding it down in the goal. I mean, it's a toss-up here for me, so I'll go with your gut feeling, and we can go Nero.
Sounds good. I think the fact that they were playing so closely together all game is testament to their chemistry. We're going to cut over to the interview so we can get on to the next game. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And we are back here with the PDR Blue team. We've got Shepard, Zamasu, and I think Risen here on comms, and they're inside the arena. Gents, great work tonight. First question, inaugural Virtex Live Stadium. Like, what was the hype for you guys as a team rolling in tonight, playing this game?
It was a lot of fun. Like, we went in there wanting to win, and we won, and we enjoyed every moment of playing. It was quite a lot of fun.
Fantastic, and it showed. I think the biggest thing for tonight that we noted there during the play was just how good your guys' chemistry was coming out of the gates. I don't know how often you guys have played together, but can you guys talk a little bit about the chemistry you had tonight and what were the major contributors for that?
We actually haven't played a lot together, the four of us, pretty much ever. We just had positions that we liked playing, and we were just able to find chemistry together. Just snap, it worked. Yeah, it did. And I mean, you and Nero together, a little gruesome twosome stack running around, and your guys' stacks were just super fast. And the chemistry, what were the comms like? Were they cool, calm, collected? Did you guys find it you were more comms than normal since you haven't played together, or did they kind of just fall into place? It's a mixed bag. So it was a little hectic at times, and a lot of times it was very calm and collected. It was like especially you could see when we were passing, if our comms were clear, it was bang, 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 score. Perfect. And congrats to you guys. We're going to, don't want to cut you short, but congrats to you guys. And as always, I think the last thing there, just coming from a PDR perspective, what was the thing you liked most here, just kind of seeing the PDR on display? I love opportunities like this to show skill levels and new players that you may not have know too well that get a chance to show off their skills. It's really nice. That's perfect, and that's exactly what we want to see tonight. Congrats to you guys. Stunning performance there, dominant performance. Congrats. Stick around and jump in the stadium if you guys haven't already. We're going to move on to the next game. Congrats to you guys and outstanding work tonight. Oh, and congrats to Nero, who took away the Stuntman Award. Congrats, Nero. Yep. All right, see you guys later. See ya.
All right. That was excellent.
All right. And right back to you. We will take a quick break. We will get right back into our last game for tonight. Dallas Knights versus Orlando Cyclones. It's going to be a heavy hitter. You don't want to miss it. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
For your birthday tells you to ride. You wouldn't want to let your uncle down, would you? If your need is speed, chrome, and custom paint, check out all of the new and pre-owned bikes at Greenmount Road Harley-Davidson in O'Fallon, Illinois. Don't let your uncle down. Get to Greenmount. Tired of the side effect of side-by-side hair? Not when you have a Kawasaki. Your love of your Kawasaki Teryx 1000 will save you from side-by-side hair. Enjoy your Kawasaki on all types of terrain and magically eliminate the chance of messy, unwanted side-by-side hair. Go green this summer with Kawasaki. Get your favorite Kawasaki motorcycles, ATVs, and side-by-sides today at Holzhauer Pro Motorsports in Nashville, Illinois.
Yeah! Side-by-side hair, just don't care.
one of us. Just remember, you've invited the whole pack.
One American with a burning desire to save the world from high prices. He is the stuntman that saved the world. He is looking to destroy high prices. A man that brought the world together because of his love for Kawasaki. One man strapped to a 2021 Terex KRX 1000. The stuntman that saved the world. Get your favorite Kawasaki motorcycles, ATVs, and side-by-sides today at Holzhauer Pro Motorsports in Nashville, Illinois.
If you really want to find out.
And we are back for the Ho-Ho Holiday Special here at NEPA. I'm Nails. I'm here with Cy Chaotic, and we are back for the last match of the night. Orlando Cyclones versus the Dallas Knights. We're going to skip the formalities as both teams are readied up, getting ready to jump into this. You will see 5 players over on the Orlando Cyclones side. One of their players will have to leave early, and then their fifth will come in, and they'll play 4v4. As we launch out, Cy, bring us into the action.
All right, here we go. Dallas getting that first possession, and they're looking to capitalize on it. The Law sending that one to Mozzie. Mozzie to the goal, and they're going to start this quarter out right with the first 2 points of this match. Quick work there from the Knights.
Yeah, and the Knights, force to be reckoned with. You guys remember last season, they were the dominant force in their division, in their conference, there for really the first half of the season. In both these teams here making it to the conference semifinals for each of their conferences respectively, and then falling out at that point. But really making a great push all the way through the playoffs for both these teams. So I expect an exciting matchup from both these teams. Obviously, with Orlando Cyclones being the Season 1 champions there, with that on their shoulders, you can expect some great play out of them. Cy.
Yep, 100%. But now the Knights are looking for more. Mozzie sending this one back over across to the Law. The Law now eyeing up Mozzie once again. Rosie Hope jumps, trying to get the stun. Is not able to do so, but is able to force the bad pass that Captain Will and Game are able to capitalize on. That's Game picking that one up, sending it in. Oh, so close off of the ding ring. Mozzie and Game fighting it out. Captain Will coming out on top. Gets the grab, gets through one, gets off the shield, gets the shot in for the 2. We are tied up here very early in this first quarter.
And that's what we love to see and what we expected. 2 very, very aggressive play styles coming out. Both teams on the clock here, rolling it. Really the first minute and a half of this game, we got ourselves a tie. Both teams logging some points there with a potential 3 coming from Game. A little bit errant there on the shot, but both these teams bringing some strong pressure. Good pick up there. Send it through the joust advantage. Mozzie sending it forward. Going to get slapped away by the Cyclones. Gets bottled up in the neutral zone there. Good pick up by the Law. Coming in, is going to send it low. A little bit missed there. Looks like it was going to Geo. We got ourselves a loose disc in the hunt. Here comes Mozzie skying in for the ceiling. Stuns out Captain Will. Gets Geo hands on. Sends it over to Butcherbow. Butcherbow looking for the goal. Some great teamwork from
my.
Dallas. Just
I mean,
assassins rolling through the defense, stunning people out. What is happening?
Bushibo putting on the show there, getting to the post and showing off, getting that ender, getting those points. What an amazing play from the Dallas Knights, but you know the Cyclones are looking to answer back just as fast. It's going to be game as the QB taking this one to the ceiling. He sends this one over to Acorn. Acorn going for that lateral pass there over to Rosie. Just chilling there for just a moment, drawing out the pressure before taking this one high to the ceiling. And she is happy to take her time here before going back over to Acorn. Acorn under pressure just looks to send this one on through, narrowly missing the hands of the teammate, but ends up back in the hands of Captain Will in the end as Mozzie gets stunned out. Acorn now down to game, looking for the goal and finds that top pocket for the two. Back and forth between these two teams right here.
It is, and it is a goal-for-goal game here. I think both these teams are used to playing a very, very fast, pressured play, and that's what we saw from them during Series 2 season. I'm expecting that here, and it's really somewhat of a bit of a brute force method here. Like, you're just relying on your speed and your intensity of play to carry you through, but you got another team doing the same thing as Game picks up that steal there at the neutral zone, bringing it right back through. Mozzie with the open air grab, and then both of them putting each other to sleep, turning it back over to Dallas' side. Gio there with the pass himself off of the ceiling over to Mozzie. Mozzie coming in from the near side, stopped by the goalie. Who was that? It looked like Acorn. And then Mozzie's going to grab the clear and put it right back in for another two, putting him back up by 2.
What a play there. I mean, gotta shout out Acorn for the effort. Gets the save, but Mozzie just was not going to be denied there. Question asking why Jack G is in there. One of the Cyclones players may need to leave early, so they have brought their own sub with them. Thank you for being on top of that. But now, speaking of the Cyclones, here they come off this joust advantage. Captain Will eyeing up that open goal just a little bit off, but it is going to bounce right into the hands of Acorn, and Acorn will put it in for the 3. The Cyclones have their first lead of the night at 7-6.
7-6, and of note, first 3 of the night. That just shows you how well and how fast these teams are moving around. They're not leaving a lot of open coverage, open goals and open lanes for the other team to capitalize on. They were able to find one there. We'll see if they can capitalize back. Down by 1. Good push out, Bushbo over on the far side. Good long pass across center. Tries to get to Gio. Not able to pick up. Here comes Game moving in fast. Going to pick up that loose disc, capitalize on the mistake, send it over the near side tunnel. Here comes 2-man chain with Rosie Hope in the lead there. Her teammate getting stunned out. She is by herself, floating into the open bubble for 2. Going to put that away.
Rosie Hope, the one-woman show, tracking that one down on the wall, taking it in for the 2. And now the Cyclones are really starting to get on a roll here, up 9-6, but still very, very manageable for this Dallas team. They have just got to find a way to keep up with the intensity from the Cyclones right now. And maybe it starts with this joust advantage as the Law picks this one up as the QB, sending this one up, looking to connect there with Mozzie, and does so, and he sends this one over now to Buchibo. Bucci not liking what he sees, goes for that deep reset back to the Law, but the Law sends it right back up to Mozzie. Mozzie now crossing to Bucci on his way in, finds Gio hiding on the ceiling, looking for one more pass that would have been gorgeous. Does not quite work out though. Double stun coming through, forces this loose opportunity. Who's going to be the first to get there? Stat comes through for the Cyclones. They overshoot at first, but Acorn is able to get back to it, sending this one up to Captain Will. Captain Will looking for Game there just under the shield. The drive-by stun though comes through, and that's going to break apart that play, but they're not done yet. Game getting another recovery, getting this one sent up to Captain Will, over to Rosie Hope, who puts it through the hands of Buchibo for the 2. The Cyclones are up by 5.
Taking a 5-point lead here, and unanswered goals come down. That 3, I think, was a little bit of a game changer mentally there for Dallas Knights. They're looking to recoup on this. Those missed passes, this is both these teams. You can't make a lot of mistakes in front of these teams, and if you do, they're going to capitalize on it. And right now, we're seeing the Dallas Knights make a few more mistakes than the Orlando Cyclones, and they're really punishing them for it. Here comes, looks like Mozzie sends it over to Buchibo. Whoa!
19!
Bucci, 19 per second from 22 meters out to the top pocket, dials that in, brings us right back to a 2-point game. That's exactly what they needed to kind of reset this flow that we were seeing out of the Orlando Cyclones.
I mean, yeah, Buchibo had the windup in the same motion as when he received the pass, and you could tell that was going to be a heater as soon as it left his hand.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it most certainly is, getting them to within 2, and oh my goodness, maybe looking for another opportunity here as they break apart this joust advantage. Can they track it down? Yes, Mozzie receiving up in the popcorn area, looks to send this one over cross, but it's going to take a couple of bad bounces on the way. Still recovered, though, by the Knights as Bucci gets this one picked up on the back line before sending it to the Law. They've got the numbers in the bubble. Law to Mozzie with the slap to the goal, and we are tied once again, this time at 11.
Classic Dallas Knights offense. Comes over, meets the quarterback on his side of the arena, and then totally breaks up the play, which is very, very aggressive stuns and leaning on that offense before they can really get anything together. Causes a turnover before they even get to the neutral zone and turns it right back into points. That is what we saw from them majority of last season, and it was extremely effective and frustrating for the other teams.
100%, and oh my goodness, Dallas is looking for more. The Law getting the steal, doesn't get it at first, but does get it in the end. This time, 4-2, the Dallas Knights have their lead back at 13-11. Nails, there's going to be just a couple, a handful of seconds on the board left for the Cyclones to answer back.
Yeah, and this is, this is, again, classic Dallas Knights there. You saw Law taking them to court. They just bring that pressure early, and really to unravel that, the Cyclones have got to find some effective passing through the neutral zone. There it is right there. Good connect there to Acorn. I thought that was going to be Aaron. Loose distance game comes in. Oh, wow. What just happened? What just happened?
I mean,
1v2 with the work of the windmill on the way in and finds no luck, taking us to the end of the first quarter. We'll talk about it when we get back. We'll take a commercial break. We'll be right back while I regain my composure.
If you really want to find out what you're made of, you can forget the personality tests and social media quizzes. Because the only way you're ever going to know is by heading into the big, wild, raging, so damn beautiful it hurts world and finding out for yourself. Were you born to follow a path, or were you born free? These are the things we thought about when we made the new Grand Cherokee. Made for what you're made of.
Build that lead.
And we are back coming into the second quarter here with two heavy-hitting teams, Dallas Knights versus Orlando Cyclones. Cy, over to you. What were you going to say we were talking about during the break?
My bad. I got so excited I could not wait for us to get back on air. We thought for a second we were seeing the Cyclones start to run away with it. They had a 5 or 7 point lead. I don't remember which. But just when we thought that the Cyclones were in control of this game, the Dallas Knights clapped back. They put some points on the board and managed to steal their lead back by the end of the quarter. They're now sitting at 13-11. That is not comfortable for either of these teams.
Yes.
This has been high scoring, explosive, and I expect it to continue going into this next quarter.
Oh, yeah, and it's going to be a fist fight the entire way through. Dallas Knights getting comfortable in that very aggressive and frustrating play. See what the Atlanta Cyclones have, a frustrating and very aggressive player of their own, but coming up with a neutral joust win is going to be Dallas picking up Buchebo, coming in, finds the open goal as the goalie comes out to meet him for 3 from the nest, taking him up by 5. Cyclones in the hunt now for an answer.
Bucci with the heaters today. That is another one. We just saw him right before the end of that last quarter have that 19-meter-a-second shot, and that's another one. The encore performance from him, another 3 on the board, and that is going to up their lead to 5. But now here comes the Cyclones. It's going to be game as the QB playing games here with Gio before looking to send it over to Acorn. Acorn barely getting that pass off, taking out the stack in the process. Good work from him. Now it's Rosie Hope in the tunnel. She sends this one up to Captain Will. Captain Will whipping this one high cross, looking for game, but finds the hands of the Law instead for the Dallas Knights. They send this one all the way through the tunnel. It's taken a good bounce. Who's there first? It's Game. Barely breaking up that play, but not able to keep it away from Dallas for long as Gio gets the recovery, sends it to Mozzie. Mozzie with a good reset back to Bucci, and it looks like they're going to slow down for just a moment here. Bucci now firing this one in, finding Gio on the floor. Gio going up high, connecting with Mozzie on the way in, looking for one more pass to the Law. Slam dunk 2, and now the Dallas Knights are up 18-11.
Dallas Knights just relentless right now, and you see the Orlando Cyclones working through with an aggressive play that you're seeing out of the Dallas Knights, where they bring everybody forward and they really kind of pressure you prior to getting the neutral zone. A lot of teams don't really know how to deal with that because it's just a lot of pressure where you're not expecting to see it, and if they can force you into a mistake, catch you in transition, they don't have very far to go. Like there, breaking up that play, harassing the QB. Here comes Mozzie, another long 3-pointer. It's very hard for teams to deal with. To get around that, you've got to push forward, move the disc quickly, get past that front edge of that that very aggressive defense, and force them to be punished for bringing all their players out far forward. Once they get through, you find that lane, get that stack together, blow right by them, and then you will find yourself with some open goal time there on their side of the arena and punish them for that bad decision. Sai, over to you.
Yep, absolutely. And speaking of punishing, Captain Will trying to punish the Dallas Knights for getting back slow, but they did have the goalie able to get the save, but they're not done yet. They forced that turnover there in the midfield. Can they track it down again? No. Mozzie getting a great pickup in his own bubble. Sends this one up to Gio. Gio helping it along, looking for that waiting stack, but Miss Rosie Hope is there first instead. She sends this one over to Game. Game sending this one all the way through, connecting with Captain Will. What a move! Sending this to Acorn, looking for that 1v4, and he will be denied by the Dallas defense. Captain Will trying to get a slap on that one, connecting with Rosie. Now up to Acorn. Acorn looking for Game down there on the boot, but no good. It's going to be picked up instead by the Law and cleared all the way through off of the back wall and into the hands of that Cyclone stack.
And the Cyclone stack there, good pickup. They're starting to use some of that fast stack that they're known for to their advantage there. Good send. Oh, long open goal. Going to take a bad bounce there off the bottom. Not quite able to read it there. Whoever that was there back in the bubble, I think maybe Rosie Hope. There's going to be a turnover here in transition off the bubble, or excuse me, off the shield. Good pickup there by Game. Right place, right time. Going to turn that right back around, try to slow it down. They've got to push forward here. Now, one of the Dallas Knights is stunned out in the bubble. Captain Will looking for numbers advantage, rolling into the bubble. 2v2. Rosie, you are our only hope. Coming in for 2. 1v1 via the goalie.
Yep, Rosie Hope answering the call there, 18 meter a second shot, and it took them 1:26 to get it, but they did get it in the end, and that is all that matters. A huge change of pace there. I mean, Dallas Knights put up 8 points in the first 2 minutes of this quarter, and then we almost went another 2 minutes with no score. So maybe the start of a shift. I don't know, but here comes Acorn for the Cyclones. He sends this one through, connecting with Rosie Hope once again. She'll feed this one low cross, looking to connect with the incoming stack, and it's going to be a bit too high, but it all works out. Now back into the hands of Rosie, looking for the shot. No good! Dallas defense will shut her down. Gets the stun, gets the steal, gets the send through for the waiting stack. That is an open goal for Buchibo, and a rare miss as that bounces out of the bubble instead into the hands of Game. Game will send this one up to Rosie. Rosie eyeing up that mail slot, but Mozzie will not let her have it. He gets home with that stack partner to get the interception before sending it to Bucci. Bucci looking for redemption, and this time he will not be denied. That's going in for the 3.
Another 18 meters. Bro, you're going to throw your shoulder out. Like, somebody get some ice on that man's shoulder. So he's been throwing just heat the entire night. He's got a flamethrower for an arm. It is incredible. And these Dallas Knights stacks have just been so incredibly fast. Cyclones have got to start slowing those down, man. You're seeing them bring the offensive pressure. There's that Mozzie and the Law together, and then immediately turn around and catch the long clear before it even gets to the bubble. Like, that is the stack speed we're working with out of the Dallas Knights. As Captain Will comes in, there you got a numbers advantage, 3-1. Game's going to sail that in for 2 as they take on the goalie, putting them back up within 9. I almost said 7, but I meant 9 because I do math.
It's all good. It's a Saturday afternoon. We're having a good time. But I do have to point out, I mean, Cyclones had a 3v1 on that opportunity there, and I did not see who it was in the backfield, but somebody had to have been putting in work with the stuns to open up that opportunity. And oh my goodness, as I'm blabbering, Dallas Knights almost had a great opportunity there, just not quite able to capitalize it. And now it's headed back the other way. The Cyclones looking for more as this bounces up high just outside the bubble, picked up by Rosie Hope, sent over to Game on the ceiling, driving in, looking for those points, and he'll find them. That's another 2 on the board for the Cyclones. They've got it back within 7.
And he's heating up. That's 6 points for Game. Really starting to see Game come alive here. 2 minutes left in the half. They've closed it down to 7 here with 2 unanswered goals. And an excellent job that you pointed out there of the Cyclones really tying up those stacks there in the backfield for the Dallas Knights and giving themselves some opportunity to bring that offensive pressure. And here they're going to try and do it again here. Good pickup there on the long cross as they break up the play. Acorn's going to send it forward. Take a bad bounce there off the Pac-Man on the near side. Captain Will picks it up, tries to get it over to, looks like Acorn. Not going to be able to happen. Mozzie's going to try and clear it forward. Here comes Bucci, eyeing that long 3-pointer. Not going to get there. We got ourselves a loose disc over on the far side. Good pickup by Mozzie. He's going to drop it back to the back line as Law brings it forward and looks for some options. Sends it forward over to Bucci. Bucci low, and before he can get it in, Mozzie gets cleaned out by the defense. Gets sent out. Bad bounce there off the bow tie. We're moving forward through the near side tunnel. Game sends it forward all by himself. Now 1v1, looking to find out. Good stun out there with a 2-pointer. Game doing game things. Sigh.
game doing game things. I really do not have a better way of putting it. I mean, as you said, he tracked that one down by himself, had the awareness to know exactly where Mozzie was, got the stun, and then took his sweet time putting that one in, back within 5 points. But now, 1 minute remaining here in this first half. Let's see who's going to get the final points on the board. Buchibo sends this one deep for the reset to the Law. Law now working this way forward, drawing out that stack before sending it all the way in, but no one is home. Instead, it's Captain Will getting the easy pickup and sending it right back through, up through the mid, and now bouncing off the wall, picked up by Captain Will once again. They're looking for the setup. Will going high, cross to Acorn. Oh, looking for another cut over to Rosie, but she was stunned out. Great defense from the Dallas Knights, and it looks like they're sending this one all the way through, looking for an opportunity of their own, but they will be denied by that defensive backstack. 18 seconds remaining. That's an open goal. That's going to be sunk in. Acorn from 13 meters out gets the 3 on the board that will get this match to within just 2 points going into the next half.
It is a firefight here, rolling into the end of the half. Great cleanup, great evolution out of the Orlando Cyclones to start putting the brakes on that Dallas Knights stacks, and it has paid off in spades. We got ourselves a 2-point game rolling into the halftime. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be back for some stats and some analysis. Don't go anywhere.
Hold on a minute. Did we hear that right? Dodge is making an electric car?
We're talking hypothetical, right?
Surely you jest. Dodge? You mean the people who devised the legendary 426 Hemi and sunk it into a sublime missile? You mean the Dodge that created the Hellcat Red Eye and the most powerful muscle car in the world? Makers of the 840 horsepower wheel-standing Demon? Why on God's green earth would Dodge ever build an electric car? Anybody? Any thoughts out there? Hello?
And we are back with our final match of the inaugural Virtex Live Stadium rollout. Hopefully you guys are enjoying it. It looks incredible. We are here with our third match of the night, the Orlando Cyclones versus the Dallas Knights, and it has been everything you imagined and more. We watched the first half here. Very even matchup between these two teams, both playing very, very aggressive. Saw the Dallas Knights pull forward in that classic Dallas Knights fashion, just playing very far forward and bringing a lot of aggressive pressure in the backfield on the opposing team. Go up by about 7 points, and then you saw, and may have been more than that, and then you saw an incredible comeback from the Orlando Cyclones, really starting to pick apart those weaknesses in the Dallas Knights play style. They're breaking up those stacks there in their backfield, and then finding some open lanes and outnumbered opportunities there inside the bubble to close it down to a 2-pointer with a great 3-point shot there, I think was from Game right before the end of the half to take them back within 2. And we have got ourselves a barn burner here with both teams just playing on all cylinders at 110% Psy.
Yeah, I could not agree with you more. This match so far has been a story of momentum. I'll take it all the way back to that first quarter. Dallas may have scored first, but the Cyclones we thought were the ones that may have been running away with it there. They got their lead chipped away at. The Dallas Knights came back. The Dallas Knights then extended their lead as well. It looked like it was going in their favor, but now coming into this second half, it is only a 2-point game. And stacks in the midfield is where this game is being decided. Both of these teams throwing hands, giving all they've got to try to break up the other team's plays, but it has been insane to see the level of speed that these players are playing at. One mistake is all it takes. These teams have been so quick to capitalize that any mistake could turn into points. And you know what? I hope we continue to see it do so, because it has been fun to watch both of these teams duke it out.
It has, and this level of play, I mean, this is what you see here at the NEPA Pro level, is just capitalization on capitalizing on these one mistake plays, right? One mistake, you don't have an opportunity there to get back into the game. You know, you have one errant pass, and while you're trying to hunt that down solo, there's a stack coming in, and that 2 to 3 seconds it costs you allows that stack to get there, turn it right back around, catch you in transition. Now you got to find a teammate to get back on the stack, get back on the defense, and close down those lanes. And both these teams are fairly efficient. I would say very efficient at getting those stacks together. And I think the biggest difference between the two play styles is that the Dallas Knights are very fond of bringing that very forward pressure and forcing you to make decisions in the backfield on your rollout. And if you are a team like the Orlando Cyclones that plays very controlled, is really good with their passes, get those stacks together, but it's very much about possession and accuracy on your passes, that can really throw you for a loop there. The downside for the Dallas Knights, which the Orlando Cyclones started to kind of figure out there, is that, you know, every strategy change has an upside and downside, right? Your downside, if you're going to play that far forward and I get past that leading edge of your defense, you are dead to rights, especially if I stun somebody out and I'm going to find either an outnumbered opportunity or I'm going to find an open lane for open threes, and I'm going to start running up the score. And that's what the Cyclones started to do there at the end of the first half. So Dallas Knights, I don't know what their change of strategy is going to be, because they don't want to really back off the accelerator and bring that pressure off, but they can't afford to push that far forward if the Orlando Cyclones have figured it out. Sai, over to you.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head there. You know, Dallas has got to figure out how to play with this increased Cyclones intensity that we have been seeing. They have got to capitalize on those errors a little bit faster, apply that pressure a little bit more. But here we go into the second half. This one's going to be picked up by Rosie Hope, working her way in. One more cut. Oh my goodness. Looking for Acorn, looking for the shot, finds the head of the goalie instead, and that still is not in. It's the Law getting the pickup here for the Dallas Knights instead, slowing this down for just a moment here. Eyeing up these options as he works his way forward on the ceiling. Now taking it a bit low, baiting out that stack before sending it over to Mozzie. Mozzie looking at a potential one-on-one depending on who gets home. Looking at drive, but Captain Will takes advantage of that. Did you see that? Mozzie looked around for that pass, and that is the window that Captain Will chose to jump at him, forcing the turnover. And now Cyclones are looking for an opportunity of their own. They will not find it there, though, as the Law gets the pickup, sends it to Mozzie. Mozzie looking for the goal, but finds the nest instead as that bounces wildly around. Mozzie gets back to it, though. Oh my goodness. Looking for the long three off the backboard, but will not quite work out. Finds the hands of Bucci, though, who will hit this deep reset back to Gio. Looking to slow it down, and slows it down maybe a bit too much. Rosie Hope and Game looking to strike. Game sending this one all the way in. Oh my goodness. It may not have gone in initially off the three, but the quickness to get to it and put in the two is all that matters. We are tied
Up here, and just an amazing rally from both these teams here. Saw a very aggressive offense coming out of the Cyclones, gets broken up by the Dallas Knights. Dallas Knights plays get broken up, and then the Cyclones are able to convert for two there. That is the kind of play we've been seeing all game, and this game is going to go like that the entire time, because both these teams know the first team to back off of that aggression is going to be the team that takes that L, and so they've got to continue to fire 100% the entire time. Great stop by Captain Will, but Buchibo is going to catch him on the clear out and turn it right back around with a pickpocket for two.
Relentless. That is all I have to say about this Dallas Knights offense so far. I mean, even when it looks like that opportunity has closed or they have lost their window, they stick on it and either force the Cyclones to make quick decisions that they're not ready for, or they'll capitalize on it. And as I say that, they do it again, almost forcing a bad pass there on the Joust advantage, but the Cyclones prevail. Captain Will firing a Game on his way in. Oh my goodness, the coordination on that play to get that two and tie us back up at 26.
And that is the classic Cyclones play we're used to seeing. Very quick, they're passing and moving on the fly, very hard to keep up with, right? And you can't post up in a place because the players are just going to sail past you, and they've got those passes wired in there where they can catch each other on the move there. Good breakup. Alaw's going to come out of the goal there and be able to pick that up, send it back through forward. Game's going to pick that up off a stack there, moving forward there with Captain Will. They're going to send it back forward. We got everybody in the hunt here. It's 2v1 2v1 for the defense's favor. Now into a 2v2, trying to clear it out. Law bounced it off the floor, sends it over the far side tunnel. Buchibo trying to send it across. Stack's not able to get there in time. Gio by himself looking for options, trying to move forward. No pressure coming in. Here comes Game sailing in, trying to force a pass and a mistake. Does. Good pickup by Rosie Hope, sends it through the near side tunnel, and we got ourselves a long clear. Takes a bad bounce there off the boot, but who's there to meet it? Captain Will across to Game from underneath the shield. Great stop by the Law, but turns it back around. Who was that? Puchibo got a hand on it.
Oh my, I don't know who fired the shot, but all I have to say is the reaction speed on that was insane. So back and forth in the bubble, and though it may have looked like the Dallas Knights were going to have it cleared, the Cyclones showing that they are also relentless. But now here come the Knights with this joust advantage. It's going to be the Law sending this one through the tunnel, not quite connecting with the teammate. Instead, the back stack gets there first. They'll send this one forward for the waiting stack, and that is Game looking at an open goal. Oh no, a rare miss from him, but they're not done yet as Captain Will gets the pickup, gets the redemption for him, and puts it in for the 2.
And we have had a total reversal of fortunes here as the Cyclones are up 4 over the Dallas Knights. Now coming in with their third, I think, unanswered goal here against the Dallas Knights. The Dallas Knights just getting bottled up, not able to find those options, and their stacks are not being able to capitalize on those long clears and sends. Another one here through the tunnel. Mozzie's going to duck a little bit of the defense there. Good pick up to Gio. Gio trying to send it there. Who comes in is Game, sailing in on a quick stack, sends it right back out. But Mozzie's going to clear it out the Law. Law drops it back from the back line, sends it forward over to Buchibo, who gets stunned out just above the nest there by Game, who's really picking up his pace of play here. We know he is very much a second half, fourth quarter player. It's really where he turns on the speed and the play, and here he comes again looking for that bounce shot. Not going to be able to answer as Mozzie's going to clear that outside.
Mozzie gets a good clear there, bouncing low. Who's going to be there first? It's Buchibo getting the pick up now, getting the pass over to the Law. The Law looking for Gio on the way in, but denied by the defense once again of the Cyclones. So many times they have baited the Dallas Knights into thinking they have those opportunities when in reality that goal is closed. And oh my goodness, almost again going to go in though for the 2 for the Dallas Knights, and that is exactly what they needed to prevent the Cyclones from going on a run there. They get the 2 on the board and get them to back within just 2 points.
And that is, you know, breaking up that play and breaking up that momentum there for the Orlando Cyclones. Dallas Knights really needed that 2-pointer to put that pressure on. You saw them fighting tooth and nail for it. The Cyclones here on the joust advantage coming right back out. Captain Will over to Rosie Wan Kenobi, sends it forward to Game. Game's going to send a shot in, pick up his own rebound, dump it in for 2.
Good attempt there from Bucci. I mean, obviously, excellent play from the Cyclones, but Bucci had that pass read, knew it was coming to Game, just could not quite get there in time. So now, down by 4, here comes the Dallas Knights. 2 minutes left in this third quarter. It's going to be the Law working this one forward, pausing at the bow tie here. We see that Cyclone stack lurking. Looks like he finally got them to bite, though, and he'll send this one over to Mozzie. Mozzie's looking for this high cross over there, but no! Instead, it's going to take a bad bounce into the hands of the Cyclone stack. Once again, Game feeding this one all the way through. It's going to bounce low and cross. Who's going to be there first? It's the Law here for the Dallas Knights, getting this one picked up on the floor. Law working his way forward, trying to wait for that stack to get together before sending it on through. Both stacks overshoot, but it's Acorn with the read first. He'll get the pick up, get the reset back to Captain Will. Captain Will not getting that clear just yet. Oh no, picked up by Buchibo. It looks like they may have an opportunity here if they can force it into the bubble. No, Captain Will, what a read there, all over the intended recipient of that pass, forcing it apart, getting the pick up, and now the Cyclones are working their way forward.
And the Cyclones working forward here. And you see, I want you to notice on that rollout, good push there. Game to Acorn coming in for another 2. That push on the rollout for the Dallas Knights. See how they slowed it down and they're really taking their time? That is the Orlando Cyclones getting in the Dallas Knights' head. Like, you are not going to play fast against us. You're not going to play sloppy. We're going to force you to slow it down, to play very much a controlled game, and force you to prove to us that you're not going to make those mistakes, that your passes and accuracy are on, and they're turning it around. And they're forcing them to make those mistakes, and they're capitalizing on it. Here they come out again. Buchibo sending it long over to the near side shoulder. Mozzie coming into Gio with an answer. Their answer is, we can still move fast. We'll get past the neutral zone, and then we will go back to being that classic aggressive Dallas Knights offense.
Yep. That is huge. And now we are going to have about 20 seconds remaining left in this third quarter. Both of these teams are looking for some points because points here is huge in terms of momentum. Cyclones could bring this to a 6-point game, or the Knights could take it to within 2. 17 seconds. Who's going to get it? It's going to be Captain Will looking at that open 3. Oh my goodness. Forget the 6-point lead. Captain Will going for the glory. Puts in the 3, and now the Cyclones will be up by 7, ending out this third quarter.
Oh, Captain, my Captain, with the 3 prior to the end of the quarter, taking us out. 7-point lead to the Orlando Cyclones. Don't go anywhere. This is going to be a buzzer beater. We're going to take a quick break, pay some bills. We'll be right back.
If you really want to find out what you're made of, you can forget the personality tests and social media quizzes. Because the only way you're ever going to know is by heading into the big, wild, raging, so damn beautiful it hurts world and finding out for yourself. Were you born to follow a path, or were you born free? These are the things we thought about when we made the new Grand Cherokee. Made for what you're made of.
And we are back with our last and final quarter here. The Orlando Cyclones taking here a little bit of a commanding lead over the Dallas Knights. 7 points here, 3 points away from that elusive 40 wall, as the Dallas Knights are looking for an answer here to kind of close this gap and get back in control of this game. Speaking of game, we've watched him come alive here in the last quarter, really start to pick up the pace of his play, sending those great crosses and assists in, coming in right now with 2 assists. There's some hockey assists in there, but really 14 points on the board and 27 stunts. This is where game shines. I mean, he's a second half athlete, and this is where he is his most dangerous, is when you get in the second half, you got a close game and you're forcing him to really put his Air Jordans on and just go to work. The Dallas Knights definitely not out of this by any means. Mozzie really commanding the team here, bringing that aggression. Buchabo still the X factor. We'll see what they come up with rolling in the fourth quarter. Cy, back to you.
All right, here we go. First touch going to go to the Cyclones. They've got the 7-point lead, and they're looking to make it more as game sends us to Rosie Hope. Rosie working her way into the bubble. What a play there, driving off the shoulder and finding the first 2 points of this quarter to now extend the Cyclone lead to a whole 9 points.
9 points, and this hill's getting real steep real quick for the Dallas Knights. They need some unanswered goals to turn this around and swing this momentum back in their favor so they can get back to that comfortable play they're used to, of bringing that very heavy pressure and forcing teams to kind of flinch under the aggression that they're bringing. Cy.
Absolutely, and here come the Cyclones once again. They have got the numbers in the bubble, and oh my goodness, 3v1, and the Law still manages to jump in such a way that forces the bad shot. Mozzie now looking to send this one the other way, though, as that goes all the way through the mid-game, and Rosie Hope, though, first to track it down. They'll send this one up to Acorn. Acorn, under some pressure, goes for this reset, back to Captain Will there. Captain now over to Game. Game sending this one into the bubble. It's going to take a bad bounce, though. However, it looks like Rosie Hope will still be there first, regardless. Yes, she is sending this one over to Game. The Law, man, this is going to be a war between the Law and Game in this final quarter. I can feel it as Game gets another recovery there with that stack on the way home.
And the Law just taking him to court there and the goal. And he has just been a defensive force to be reckoned with. Both seasons, last season in VRML, like his ability to read that offense coming in and bring that quick pressure on them and forcing those mistakes at the hands up, intercepting shots is just something that is very, very daunting as an offense rolling in the bubble, going against the Law. A good clear out there by the Dallas Knights. Bucci breaks out the flamethrower one more time to send a 37-meter heater for 3 points, taking them back within 6. And I don't know, maybe we're looking at a turnaround. It's going to be great.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, those 3 points are huge because it breaks up that Cyclones' unrelenting drive right there of unanswered points. And, I mean, Cyclones had a quick set of early points in the quarter, and that last drive took 1 minute and 30 seconds. We can feel the tide shifting. Here comes Gio, looking to send this one up to Mozzie. It's going to take a bad bounce down low, though, and it's Rosie Hope looking to send this one over to Captain Will. Will they track it down? No. It looks like Gio gets a good leech there, gets this first, sending it over to the Law at the shoulder. Law driving in, doing some moves there, drawing the attention to him, and Mozzie drifting in says wham bam thank you ma'am, puts it in for the 2.
Very, very nuanced play out of the Dallas Knights. You saw them sink that 3 from Bucci. They knew there was an opportunity there, just kind of get in the headspace of Orlando Cyclones, and you saw them come out and very, really bringing everybody forward on that aggressive play again, and they broke up that quarterback play out, really bottled up the Orlando Cyclones on their own side of the arena and converted to points. They took a risk because they weren't up at all, and they weren't even close to really tying it, but it paid off for them. They were able to put 2 more on the board, and again, continue to kind of tilt the momentum in their favor. Cy.
Oh my goodness, speaking of tilting the momentum, Cyclones trying to find a solid possession here, and yes, they finally do work it away from the aggression of the defense. It's going to be Captain Will sending this one over to game. Incoming stack forces this pass forward to Acorn. Acorn looking for something, finds Rosie Hope there on the post, driving in, but denied by Buchibo. Oh my goodness, I mean, when you've got multiple goalies on the team, you are sure to see some stellar saves, and that was no exception. Game fighting up there with Buchibo to win the possession, and he'll send it back the other way. It looks like they're going to try again. Captain Will looking at the open goal, and hey, that's how you beat the goalies. There's no goalies. Open 3, and he'll take full advantage of it.
And Game threading the needle there, sending that long send to Captain Will, and hats off to Game. He knows the Dallas Knights play style. He knows that Buchibo's over there in his face. He knows they're moving forward, and he knows that's going to leave an open lane for the goal. Threads the needle, sends an on-target pass over to Captain Will with an open goal. He knows he's going to sink it for 3 points, and they're right back in it. Turned it over again in transition, tries to send one in. Gonna catch a ding ring there, not able to make it. Gio picks it up on the ceiling. We got ourselves a scrum as the Orlando Cyclones are gonna come away with it, bounce it right back into the bubble. Here comes Game off the floor, looking for options. Defense looking for answers, and he's gonna send one off the backboard, and it's gonna be good for 3, because Game is Game. Like, into a crowded bubble. Game doing Game things, into a crowded bubble, holds it, rolls in between the boots, looks at it, and goes, you know what? I can make that. It sends it off the backboard in for 3. Like, what?
Incredible work from them. And now, I mean, that's got them up to a 10-point lead with 3 minutes remaining. That is huge. And oh no, that could be huge. That turnover will not actually be a turnover as Captain Will gets back to it, though. Slaps it up to the Law. This is what the Knights have been looking for. Law sends this one over to Mozzie. Mozzie on the nest, doing some work, looking for the bounce 3, but denied by the backboard. Bounces high instead up into the hands of Game, but Game not able to get the clear either. It's going to be back and forth up here at the ceiling. Gio finally sending this one over. Now over to Bucci. Bucci eyeing up that goal, and he don't miss those. 19 meters a second. Somebody get that boy some ice.
And a Gatorade. He's back in it. And Bucci's been putting in work, got his hard hat on, just sinking 3s all day long, keeping the Dallas Knights in the game back within 7. By no means is this game over yet. I know the Orlando Cyclones first reached a 40 mark, but you see the Dallas Knights keeping them in check. Like, you are not going to walk away with this. Don't care. We are going to continue to keep the pressure on, and they have. Coming back, Buchibo, good pickup, playing both sides of the arena here very aggressively. Tries to clear that out. It's going to take a bad bounce there off the lip of the tunnel, rolling right back into the blue side of the arena. Here comes defense back. Nobody's home. Good grab by Bucci again. Dude, that man is everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, that man is everywhere indeed, but so are the Cyclones as Game gets another recovery in the mid. He'll draw out this pressure before firing it over to Acorn. Acorn looking over there, finding Rosie Hope, and with a little bit of harassment on the goalie, that is an open goal for her to take full advantage of, sinking in the 2 and getting their lead back up to 9.
Back out in front by 9 points. 90 seconds left. Here's what they got to hold on to. By no means is this a sleeper for the Orlando Cyclones, so I guarantee you the Dallas Knights are going to come out here with something special. We'll see what they come out with. Everything's on the table here. Nothing to lose. They know they got to close this 9-point gap. You can expect some surprising play out of them. Stopped at the neutral zone as they try to go through the center. Not able to connect there, and here comes Game. Finding that defense in transition. Soaks a 3 from 12 meters out. And that... should just about do it for time, based on the transition times there and the goals needed to score. We'll see what the Dallas Knights come out with here as they are playing for pride. Cy, over for you.
Yep, absolutely. They may be out of mathematical time to win, but they are not going to stop fighting as that shot from Mozzie! Mozzie from 27 meters out off the backboard in for the 3 will get them to back within 9. And though it may not be enough to win, you know they want this game as close as physically possible.
Oh, yeah, an M-O-double-Z-Y coming in. Put a little bit of exclamation point there. Coming in the last 30 seconds of this match. Cyclones come out with the joust advantage. Moving forward, here comes the Dallas Knights defense. Again, pushing forward, still bringing that pressure play. And
no way!
Slow train to the bottom corner from Captain Will. What in the world? That
I don't
that
want to take it away from him if it was on purpose, but I mean, what a slap there in
Yeah.
the midfield. Submarine slap bounce. I don't think I've ever
What?
seen that one before.
Yeah, that disc was on a Lime scooter that was like almost out of batteries, you know, where you're just like, you're like flooring it and it's giving you nothing because you're like in a walk zone, and then it just coasted its way in. Outstanding work. That'll take us to the end of the game here. 53-41. Great win here for the Orlando Cyclones, coming out with the W off Dallas Knights team that rolled out hot and heavy at the very beginning of this game. And speaking of, I mean, game 20 points, 45 stuns. I think he had 5 assists there as everyone's dropping out of the stadium. But the Orlando Cyclones, I mean, where this all came together, I think, is that run from the Orlando Cyclones of unanswered points there at the end of the half. Once they brought it back to within 2 at the end of the first half is, I think, where they really, when they started to kind of figure out the Dallas defense and offense, and at the same time really started to shake the Dallas mental state up a little bit. And I think the Dallas Knights just didn't have a flex game plan. Their answer, from kind of what I've seen, is aggression, right? And when aggression doesn't work, you keep bringing aggression, right? And they didn't have a second option. You saw them slow it down a little bit, try to play controlled, which is the right answer. But at the end of the day, it's Orlando Cyclones forcing you to do that. That is not a decision on your own. That is their play style, and the amount of unanswered points forcing you into a play style that is not something that is your primary game plan. And at that point, if you aren't able to capitalize on that and get back into the game and turn it back into your favor, and do a play style you are comfortable with and works for you, then the other team's going to continue to run away with it. And I think that's what we saw. And the X factor, as always, is game, because he plays very differently in the first half of a game than he does in the second half of the game. And if you forget that every single time in the second half, you will feel like you're playing a new player, because all of a sudden he's awake and you're like, wait, who is this guy? Like, he was not here first half, and now all of a sudden he's running rampant over us. And now it's an additional factor you have to plan for. And if you aren't ready for it, the Orlando Cyclones, that's how they win games. That's what they do. Side.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I could not agree with you more. Ditto, echo all of that. 100% on the money with that analysis. But I mean, we still have to give out a player of the game.
Oh, yeah, you're right. We do. Dude, I know this always happens, but it's, for me, I think Captain Will, outstanding job. 5 assists, 13 points, right? And bringing in 31 stuns. You got Game with 20 points, 4 assists, and 45 stuns. I think it's a toss-up between those two, because I really think Captain Will was carrying his water for the team there impressively well. And I think Captain Will is what kept the Orlando Cyclones in the game long enough to allow Game to kind of get on his rhythm. Like, I don't know, like when the game bus, like when the team bus left to go to the stadium, he left his shoes at the hotel, right? And now we're waiting for somebody to bring the shoes to the game so he can strap on his Air Jordans. And Captain Will, this is a very like aggressive, in-depth analogy, but Captain Will kept the team in the game long enough for him to basically start turning on the afterburners and really help the Orlando Cyclones kind of walk away with that, because then he just started feeding assists. He was also a shooter. He's breaking up plays in the backfield, and he's really coaching the game. And at the end of the day, he's the captain. You know how I feel about captains. When games are this close, I default to the captain. So for me, it goes to Game. Captain Will, very, very close second there for the Stuntman Award.
Yep, I think you are spot on with that. I mean, I did not catch Captain Will's stats before he dropped out of the arena, but I noticed him over and over and over again running the midfield, creating those opportunities, as you said, stalling for time, in the right place at the right time, getting together with stacks quickly, everything that he needed to do to be the ultimate support player that allowed Game to shine. So while we have to shout out Captain Will, I'm with you. 20 points and 5 assists. Game put on one heck of a performance today.
That he did. So congrats to you, Game. Stuntman Award. Still got it in off season, buddy. Looking forward to Series 3. With that, we were going to take a quick cutaway. We'll go over to interviews. Sounds like we're going to have interviews. Yes, to focus? Interrogative? Okay. Okay. We will forego the interviews. and we will cut away for a second. We're going to jump back into Virtex. Meet us in the lounge over by the bar, and we'll hang out, have some chats, maybe field some Q&A from you guys, get your reactions here from the inaugural rollout. Either way, it has been an outstanding inaugural rollout here. I mean, what did you think, Sai?
I was blown away this morning when we first stepped into Virtex in this whole event, and I'm still blown away here after seeing all 3 of these games.
Yeah, it was incredible, and my blood pressure is through the roof right now. Before I lay down and take a nap and help myself, I think it sounds like we might have Rosie jumping back in for an interview. I'll wait to hear from Faye or DeFocus. But in the meantime, as you guys who are watching on Twitch, jump back over to the Virtex and meet us over in the lounge. We'll be there shortly while we await words here on whether or not we're going to have Rosie for an interview.
Oh, my bad. I'm leaving. Hi, guys. Welcome back. See, told you don't go anywhere. We've got more exciting stuff coming up. And we have got Miss Rosie Hope from the winning team, the Orlando Cyclones, here with us. We're going to talk to her a bit about the match. Rosie, I mean, what a match. How are you feeling after that one?
Tired, sweaty, and relieved that we won.
That's fair. I mean, it was... You guys started running away with it really there in that last quarter, but before that, that was so back and forth there. You know, were you talking as a team of like how to counter the Knights as they kept trying different things? Because on stream we were talking a lot about how the Dallas Knights kept trying to change their pacing, but it just never seemed to work on you guys. What was the strat there?
I think we recognized pretty early that their front chain was pretty weak and we could get a stun off if we wanted to. And then from there we made some new relay plays, and we played some of that every so often. And I think it was really just like catching the other people by surprise, because I know that they know how to play against us with our usual plays, so we just had to switch it up a bit, and we still had control over what was going on.
Yeah, I mean, it was excellent, right? We're in the postseason or the off season right now, and one of the things that before we came into this match, I was like, you know, Cyclones have a very chem heavy, stack heavy play style. Are we going to see the same thing from them in this off season match when they're maybe not scrimming as much? And the answer was absolutely yes, we are. You guys were on fire. I really cannot sing the praises of that stack that you had with you in game enough. It was a lot. What really pushed you through those tough moments there when it was so back and forth with the Knights? Did you ever lose your cool, or was it totally like collected the whole way through?
I think my favorite part about the Cyclones has always been that we're always a very positive and momentum-based team, and every single time something goes wrong, we're always like, hey guys, brush it off, deep breaths, you know, like making sure that we're locked in and we're not, you know, I mean, the biggest way we can lose is if we get mad at each other, if we start getting like flustered, frustrated, and we, you know, start messing up passes that we usually wouldn't. So the whole deal is to just keep a level head and be supportive of your teammates, make sure you're doing what you need to be doing, and it'll all work out from there.
Keeping the vibes is so important. So last question from me is, what was your favorite moment of today, whether it be in Virtex or in the game? What was your favorite moment of this match?
It's gotta be when game like I don't know, he was in the bubble and I was calling red and I'd given him a pass downfield and he was right next to the goalie and he just like swiped his hand behind him and stunned out the goalie without even looking at him, and then did another behind the back and scored it. And that was like the point to put us in the lead, and then from there we just gained even more momentum, and then we just kept going from there.
I'm wondering if that was the play with Mozzie Nails that we talked about game 1-on-1 in the bubble. That was that was something.
Oh yeah, that was incredible. Rosie, so you know, we got a little bit of time here. I think as you know, the Series 1's champions, the LAN 1 champions, and one of the major dominant teams here in NEPA. How do you guys think, or how do you think that Virtex is going to kind of change the game here moving forward for Echo?
Oh god, I mean, Virtex is actually like amazing. Like when I first saw it, I was like completely, I stood up, I was talking about it for hours, I showed it to all my friends, I showed it to my parents so that they could, you know, download it, get on the beta and watch me play in the stadium. And I think overall it's just going to be such a good way to bring the community together, and I think it's just going to be so much fun. It looks amazing as well, so I think it's an amazing addition to the comp scene.
Fantastic, and we are looking forward to seeing you and all the other NEPA players playing in Virtex here throughout the rest of the season. For everybody, I am not on cams. This is a Ghost of Nails, but it's just going to be fantastic. I can't speak it enough. And for everybody that's out there watching, realize we're going to have this again for you tomorrow as we bring you more games in the Virtex Stadium on day 2 of the initial rollout here for the Virtex Live Stadium. Sai, back over to you and over to Rosie. That's the only question I had. I just wanted to hear it from the pro's mouth of how important Virtex is going to be moving forward.
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, that was my last question. I'm still coming down off of that last match. That was so fun and such a pleasure to see these teams play again in the off season, because we are all itching for Series 3 to start.
Oh yeah.
So, with all that in mind, Nails, that is it from me. Rosie, you have any final comments there on that game?
Nope. Think so.
All right.
Awesome.
Nails, take it out.
Thank you everybody for joining us. I think games start tomorrow, same time. Is that correct, Faye? And
That is correct.
tomorrow we're having another lineup here in the Virtex Stadium. Don't forget to join us here. It's going to be fantastic. Yes, it's after the World Cup final, so you will get to be able to watch both. And meet us here at Virtex. It's going to be fantastic. And we're going to bring you all kinds of incredible Echo action tomorrow on the lineup side. Thanks for joining me. It's been a pleasure. I haven't casted with you in forever, and it was fantastic to get back into it. Faye, awesome work to you as well to focus on the production. AJ coming in as well on production, and just a fantastic night all around. Thank you. Huge thanks to Virtex for setting this up and bringing something new to the sport. All of you, thanks for joining us. We'll see you guys tomorrow. And with that, see ya!